Boom. Here we go. Hey guys, welcome to the next episode of the Matburn podcast. First, guys, before you skip ahead, before you hit that fast forward button to skip the sponsors, I want you to listen to this one, okay? This episode of the Matburn podcast is sponsored by Jugo the Card Game and our old friend, Sam the Tax Wizard. Now, you might be wondering, what is Jugo? Well, it's awesome. That's what it is. Jugo is a card game, a jiu-jitsu card game that feels kind of like a cross between poker and Go Fish, but it's strictly a jiu-jitsu based card game. The goal, of course, is to submit your opponent, and you're going to use a sequence of cards to do that. And you can play a sequence from the guard, like you can play a whole sequence of bottom guard techniques with sweeps and control positions such as mount, and then finish with a submission attack. You can do a top game sequence that can start with a takedown and then a guard pass, and then maybe you have a scramble, and then you end up on the opponent's back, and then boom, hit them with the rear naked. Of course, submission is always the goal, but maybe you don't have a submission card. Maybe you just have a control position card. And there's scramble cards, there's mischief cards, there's escape cards, there's reversal cards. It's a super fun game, super easy to learn. It's very intuitive in regards to jiu-jitsu. Check them out at their website, www.jugoplay.com, or give them a follow on Instagram at jugoplay. And the game designer is a very talented jiu-jitsu black belt. He designed all the cards by himself, by hand. So the art on the cards is super cool and super fun to look at. Check it out. You're going to love it. I played it with Professor Andre Galvao. I played it with the kids team. Like everyone digs it. Everyone that I dig it, I play it with whoever I can get to play with me. So check it out. Support your jiu-jitsu entrepreneurs. And let me know how it goes if you get one. Oh, also use the code MATBURN10 for 10% off. Don't forget that. Next, our good friend Sam the Tax Wizard. We used to call him Sam the Tax Guy, but a guy is just beneath him. He's a wizard. He's a tax wizard. And maybe you didn't realize it, but it's currently tax season. There are two things guaranteed in life, and that is death and taxes. You got to pay your taxes. But don't be a fool. Don't try to do your taxes yourself. You probably don't know what the hell you're doing, just like me. So it's like going to a grappling tournament after studying some YouTube videos, like trying to tackle something you have no idea. You know a little bit, you think you know a little bit, but you probably don't, right? So you don't go to a grappling tournament after watching some YouTube videos. No, you have a professional in your corner. Just like with your taxes, you need a tax crushing black belt ninja of numbers to make sure that you get the biggest return possible. Unless you like giving your money to the government. I sure as hell don't. Don't let the government take your money and spend it on their golf trips. Sam the Tax Wizard can help you no matter where you are in the country. He lives in Kansas, but I'm definitely using his services, and I live in San Diego. I'm not trying to give my money to those government criminals, aka tax collectors, aka the IRS, aka the state of California. Check him out at www.linetax.net, or you can email him at sam@linetax.net. I think he should change that email to Sam the Tax Wizard, but whatever. It's sam@linetax.net. Or just give him a call, 913-353-4300. Let him know you heard it here on the Matburn podcast. You will receive a free tax consultation, and you will receive 50% off your initial service. Did you hear that? 50% off. And tax people are not cheap, so that's a lot. You're going to get that just because you're a loyal Matburn listener. So give him a call, and always support your fellow jiu-jitsu entrepreneurs. Last shout out to my people at Tap Cancer Out. I just love these guys because they're doing good things in the world. And maybe sometimes they sponsor the podcast, sometimes they don't, but I want to give them a shout out no matter what. They just closed out their West Coast tour with the 6th annual San Diego BJJ Open this past Saturday. And for the second time this year, they surpassed all their fundraising goals, and they raised nearly $150,000 for the 2020 beneficiaries. I think that's amazing. I think this is a cause worth supporting. It's one of the very few jiu-jitsu nonprofit organizations that does big things in the world. They have a massive tournament schedule. They're running a BJJ Open series for 2020. I'm just going to rattle off some dates and cities real quick. Just bear with me. Coming up next is March 28-29, New Haven, Connecticut. May 10th, Charlotte, North Carolina. May 16th, Miami, Florida. May 23rd, Jacksonville, Florida. May 30th, Dallas, Texas. June 6th, Colorado Springs. June 13th, Minneapolis, Minnesota. June 20th, Kansas City. June 27th, Baltimore. September 12th, Raleigh. September 19th, Orlando, Florida. September 26th, New Orleans. And it goes on and on and on. Okay. I'm going to post it up on the Instagram so you guys can check that out. Or you can just follow them yourself at Tap Cancer Out on Instagram. So the list is there. The post is up. You can check it out. Support these guys because they do good things. And it's important to support people who do good things. And that's it for the sponsors, guys. Thanks for listening to that because I know some people probably skipped it. But for those of you that listened, I love you. And now to the episode with my dude, the current UFC middleweight champion of the world, Israel, the last stylebender, Adesanya. Okay, we are on.
We're live.
We're live. It's not live. It's live recording.
Live, yeah.
But
better way to say live. No.
it's going to be live. It could be live if I had Wi-Fi, but I don't have Wi-Fi here. Anyways, I wish I could tell everyone to guess who you are just based on the sound of your voice. Yeah. You have a very distinct accent.
Yeah.
It's not
a mixture of a lot of things.
It's not quite New Zealand.
No.
What is it?
Mine, well, for me...
I'm not going to tell anyone who you are yet.
For me, where I grew up, around the world, all I watched was American cartoons, TV series. So I picked up a lot of that, a lot of the... even my friends' kids now, you hear them talk, they sound like they're on the Disney Channel. You know what I mean? Kiwi kids. But then I lived in Ghana for a little bit, and then picked up that. And then when I moved to New Zealand, a little bit of some of the twang stuck with me, but then also... Depends on who I talk to, the way I talk changes.
Yeah, for sure.
Depends on who I talk to or how close I am to them. The slang I use, the tone I use, it all changes. And a lot of people do it. The best way you can describe that is like in a taxi. I have some friends sometimes when they jump in a taxi and it's an Indian guy speaking perfect English, then they start to talk like this. And I'm just like, even huge, he's the worst at it with Chinese people. A Chinese person can speak perfect English to him. And he'll break his English down to the lowest common denominator, like broken English. I'm just like, just speak normally. But I think what it is people trying to make other people feel comfortable with them. So they try and mimic what they think they'd be comfortable with.
Right.
But yeah, I can't guess who I am by now. Well, you never will.
Yeah, I'm sitting here, guys, with the current UFC champion. Is it middleweight? Middleweight, champion, 185, right?
185, solid.
The last stylebender. Mm-hmm. That was the original nickname, right? The last stylebender.
The last stylebender.
And then it got shortened up to stylebender.
Stylebender, yeah. Or styles. Sometimes if I feel like,
Styles
to you.
So the notorious Israel Adesanya. Mm-hmm. Adesanya comes from
Nigeria. Yoruba, yeah. So my full name is excuse me. Ooh. I always burp in every
It's all good.
Interview.
This podcast is as raw as it gets.
Perfect. That's how it should be.
You speak your mind, say what you want.
That's how it should be.
There's no filters.
A little bit now, it's a little bit more productive, a production, but I don't mind. You know, that's the growth of any industry. But I like it raw. So
it's
yeah,
raw, bro. This
Adesanya
is raw.
is a Yoruba name. It's a name of royalty, royal heritage from where I'm from. Yeah, Yoruba. Adesanya, from the people of Odogbolu from Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State.
Oh shit!
So yeah, we go deep.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You speak some other languages?
Yeah, I speak Yoruba. That's my second language.
Is that from Nigeria?
Yeah. So Nigeria has three main languages. You have Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba. So in those languages themselves, they have hundreds, if not thousands, of different dialects. Kind of like say the way
for sure.
An Englishman will speak English compared to a Jamaican man speaking English or patois. Like it's still English, but it's like different dialect.
Or in Ireland.
Yeah, exactly. How they speak English or the Swedish.
England, Australia.
Like my mom and dad, they're both Yoruba natives, but the towns they're from, if they speak to each other and they don't understand each dialect, then it's just like you pick up like every fourth or fifth word.
Right.
And it's just like, oh, and it's all about tones, rising and falling tones,
ascension and descension.
Exactly.
Chinese is like
language? Yeah, 你会说中文吗？
ni hao.
Yeah,
That's all I got. I got ni hao.
Ni hao, yeah.
I got ni hao. I do speak some languages though.
Yeah, really? What?
Yeah, I dabble.
You dabble.
I dabble.
So you're bilingual, trilingual?
What's 5? Okay, but let me clarify. Let me clarify.
You can pass.
I can survive.
Good. That's all you need.
And that's not counting English.
Okay,
No, that is counting
What
English.
languages can I
English,
guess?
yeah.
Can I guess?
Yeah, go for it.
I know you speak English.
Yep.
Spanish.
Nope.
Oh, damn it. French.
Nope.
Fuck. Okay. I can cuss here.
I'm not very. Yeah, curse away, my man. Drop those C bombs.
Let me see. Oh. What?
Yeah.
German.
Nope.
Fuck. Hold up. Oh wait. Portuguese.
A little bit, but that's not one of them.
Damn. Okay. English.
And I can actually say a little Spanish too, but
Spanish, but it's not one of those languages.
I wouldn't claim it.
Okay. Norwegian.
Nope. You don't even. I don't even think you've ever heard of the country. I just know you're not going to guess it.
What is it?
So I served in the Peace Corps. It's a volunteer organization.
I know the Peace Corps.
You heard of the Peace Corps?
I've heard of it. Yep.
2006, 2008. I was in Turkmenistan.
Ooh. Oh.
Yeah.
That's in East. What do you call it? In the Middle East?
It's right next to the Middle East. It's close.
Really?
It's Central Asia.
Okay.
Yeah, Central Asia, but it borders Iran. So it is.
Do you speak Kurdish?
No.
You know Kurdish?
No, I don't know Kurdish.
Well, do you know like where that is?
Yeah,
Like
the Kurds don't actually have a country. That's the problem, right? That's the problem. They need a country. They don't have one, but they're spread out over 3 different countries. Mm-hmm. So they're the minority group in 3 different countries and that's why they're getting their asses kicked by everyone. Yeah. They probably should have their own country, and it probably should be called Kurdistan. Mm-hmm. You can make this argument for a lot of people, though. There's people in China that call the Uyghurs. They're part of Central Asia. It's the farthern most northeastern region. It's huge too. Yeah, it's like 25% of China is Uyghurs, and Uyghurs are Turkic people, and they belong kind of with the Central Asian Turkics, like Kazakhs, Turkmen, Uzbeks.
When I was in China, I saw a lot of them, like a lot of Uzbekistanis, a lot of Kazakhstan boxers as well. They were really good, really, really good. Spoke Chinese and spoke their native tongue as well.
Yeah, so the Uyghurs, they should have Uyghurstan, to be honest. They should, but the Chinese actually oppress them horribly. Yeah. It's actually pretty brutal. Yeah. I don't know too much about it.
So it was
Turkmen.
Turkmenistan. How do you say the language?
Turkmen.
Yeah,
I speak Turkmen.
English, Turkmen. What else?
And then, and because I was in Turkmenistan, it was a former Soviet republic, I learned Russian. Because in the cities they speak Russian. So if you go to
that's the only one I know.
I was going to say, I was going to get at you in some Russian, but my Russian is pretty bad. Russian is tough. That's a tough language.
Why is that?
It's just hard. The grammar is very complicated.
Is it because of the...
If you're not born speaking it, you will never speak it 100% correct.
I understand that. Because a lot of people have that with even certain things in Yoruba. When you speak it, like I speak Yoruba sometimes like a white boy, just because I've been so far removed. But lately, ever since I've gone back, I've just been trying to get more immersive in my culture and never lose that. I never want to lose that. So I understand that with Russian. If you're not born there, you won't understand certain tones.
Yeah. There's certain words that can't be translated either. You know, you can't translate a lot of words.
Yeah, it's just in Russian. It's like, how do you say that? It's
like you would need a little paragraph to explain the meaning of the word, and maybe you'll get it. Maybe.
And what other ones?
So after that, I finished the Peace Corps. Then I went back to graduate school, and I got a scholarship.
How old are you?
27.
Okay.
I wish 27.
37. At the time?
At the time, I was 30 when I went to grad.
How old are you now? Jeez. Now you're 37.
37 now.
But how old were you then?
I was in the Peace Corps from 24 to 26.
Okay. Oh, you were quite young. Okay.
And then I started teaching jiu-jitsu for, what did I do? Peace Corps. After the Peace Corps, then I started teaching jiu-jitsu. Then I went to grad school. Okay. So I was a jiu-jitsu instructor for 3 or 4 years, and then I got kind of tired of it. So then I went to graduate school. I got the scholarship to study Turkish and Farsi.
I know Farsi. Farsi is like Iranian.
Iran, Afghanistan, and Tajikistan. But Tajikistan is like, they got a fucked up version of Farsi because it was part of the Soviet Union. So the alphabet is Cyrillic. But the language is Persian. Cyrillic is Russian. The Russian alphabet.
Oh, I know the one. I've seen it.
It's really blocky letters. Yeah. Like the letter D looks like a spaceship.
Yeah.
So it's a Persian language in a Russian script, which is pretty difficult. So you have to learn a new alphabet and a new language.
Can you write any of those languages at all?
I can, not well. I'm out of practice.
Yeah,
I'm
I know if you don't use it, you lose it. That's like more Chinese.
That's the thing, man.
Yeah.
The language is a very perishable skill.
Yeah, it is.
So, of course, now I dabble more with Portuguese because I'm surrounded by Brazilians all the time.
I just know bad words.
In Portuguese?
Yeah.
What do you got?
Caralho.
Caralho.
And some other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been around.
What's that?
You've been around.
I've been around, I've been around the world, man. I spent 2 years in Turkmenistan. I spent about a year in Germany. I dabbled.
So when I said German, I was like, it's surely German.
I dabbled with some German, but I didn't really care to pick it up because it's not really useful outside of Germany, right? Maybe Switzerland, maybe.
I'm not even sure.
I've not been around. You have been around
A little bit.
Where have you been?
Lately.
What's your favorite place you ever visited?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because I got
favorite
one.
Place.
Because I like to play this game with people. Because I travel a lot. So if you say somewhere I've never been.
Favorite place I've ever visited.
In any context.
Okay, in any context.
You choose.
Recently, I'd say it's kind of cliche, but Dubai.
Really?
Yeah, that was because I went last year after the Gaslam fight. I went to Nigeria, and I just felt like I had to go home. It was like my first time in 5 years being home, so I felt like I had to touch
I saw that. Yeah, I saw it on Instagram. It was cool.
It was refreshing. I never went hungry.
Showing those kids how to throw some punches.
Yeah, bro. Like I'm telling you, man, over there's so much untapped raw talent. It's just like gold.
Right.
It's literally just like gold. You can just go there and just go. You can pick like 1 out of every 3 kids. Just be like
hyper talented.
Yeah, super just gifted.
But just no opportunity.
Exactly, no opportunity, and also sometimes with where they live, because there's not really a middle class. It's just like you're super rich,
right,
or you're super poor.
If you're the 1% rich, or you're the 99% poor, right?
No, but so after that I went to Dubai, and then this time was different because the champion, and you have a lot of people who want to kind of show you love and
of course
show you around. So yeah, shout out to I think Sheikh Mo. Yeah, he invited us to his palace, and that was a surreal day. That was one of the best trips I've had ever, just because it was just like. What
was the craziest thing you saw? Like, what did you see? You're like, what?
Liger.
There's a liger?
Yeah.
I was literally going to ask about a tiger.
Yeah, a liger.
A liger.
I was like, what is this? And so he had like how many big cats? So I was always an Android guy, and at the end of the trip, he gives me this exact phone with all the pictures and photos loaded onto it, and it said, "Here you go," in a brand new iPhone box. And I was like, oh. Guess I use iPhones now, so that's how I became an Apple person.
Nice.
Before that, I've always been Androids, but and just
do you still prefer the Android?
Certain things, yes, like for video editing,
really,
for the freedom of certain things. But typing on an iPhone is much better.
I'm telling you right now, you just started about 500 arguments at someone's home, right?
Yeah.
Where the boyfriend has the iPhone and the girlfriend has the Android, and he's like, "I told you so." As he says,
my friends still roast me like I have Androids, but I think it's because I'm just like I don't even care that much, but it's because they always roast me, so I always back up Android. So I'm like, yeah, fuck you guys, and your fucking shitty Nokia or whatever. But for me, that trip itself was just mind-blowing, just what's possible, because you think you've seen money before.
That's another level, huh?
You think you've seen like people who are affluent and have, like, this guy had a whole house for like just cats, domestic cats, that is like a proper house on his property, and then he had a private beach where they let the cats go, the big cats, the friendly ones, let them run on the private beach for like 3 hours a day, and they've got like I think a staff of 40 people who look after these cats. So yeah, it was
just cat minders.
Yeah, actual. And then after that, he showed us his fleet of cars, and then
did you show him a picture of your car?
No, this is before I got it. This is before I got it. Yeah. So actually, the next day, well, first he took us on the private beach in the G-Wagon, the Royal G-Wagon, and taught me how to drift in it on this beach. And then he goes, "Should I bring out the Nissan?" And he looked at his like manager or his whatever, and the guy was just like, and he's like, "I'm gonna bring the Nissan," and he brings out this big truck that was shooting flames, and he drifted in it. And man, I swear to God, it was. I have a video of it online somewhere, but I was just squealing the whole time, just like, what the fuck? Like literally, it was like Vin Diesel and Fast and Furious.
Like, if this rolls, it's gonna break my neck. And my career is fucked.
Well, I mean, you know, that's 5 million right there, maybe
Right.
10. It's like But yeah, and then at one point when he stops, he goes like, "Did you guys see that pole?" And we're like, "What pole?" He's like, "I just missed that pole." We're like, "Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Good job.
And then after that, then his the same guy was like, "If you ever next time you come, if he invites you to the desert, don't go." I was like, "I'm gonna take that as a do go." So
Yeah.
that means like
Right.
there's gonna be some crazy shit happening in the desert. But yeah, then the next day, his best friend brought his McLaren to the hotel to take us for a ride, and that's when I kind of like decided like this is the car I want.
Oh, you got a taste of it.
Yeah,
That's what happened.
Exactly.
You got a taste of it.
So in my head, I've always had this vision of having I still have this toy of a Lamborghini Aventador by my bedstand, same one. But I've always had that in my vision. Like that's what I'm gonna get when I get some money. When I'm able to buy like a supercar, I'm gonna get a matte black Aventador because I want to be like Batman. You know, that was my thing. And then I test drove after that trip. Took a while, but then like when it was time to buy, I was making them kind of bid against each other.
Yeah.
Like the Lamborghini and what do you call them? The McLaren. I was kind of like, oh, you know, I still have to test drive that one. So I'll see.
These guys are offering me this.
Actual. That's what we're doing. Shh. But so yeah, I test drove the Lamborghini. I realized like, cause I couldn't even sit straight in it, cause my head was hitting the roof. So I was driving it like that, and that'd fuck up your neck in a long time. And after a while, it was just like, and just the handling as well, cause my one's a rear wheel drive and it's so smooth, so easy to just ride. And then after a while, I was like, yeah, I want that one. That's what I want.
When did you get it?
I got it after the Robert fight. Like after the Robert fight, probably like 2 weeks afterwards. I already decided, but I was just like, let me test drive both of them. I tried Ferrari as well, but it wasn't.
Do you get a bonus for knocking people out?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes you get like an undisclosed bonus. Like if Dana's like, "Fuck, that was sick," yeah, and they're just like,
okay, so it's basically like Dana's happy money.
yeah,
okay,
exactly, under the table.
Okay,
but
cash.
Yeah,
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Allegedly.
just blink twice.
Yeah. no, but yeah, they when they're happy with you, they're happy with you.
Yeah.
But also like there's levels to this game where you have to kind of like, what's the word? You kind of have to play your cards right, you know. Because I mean, it's nice and everything. I love the position I'm in, but at the end of the day, nothing's for free.
Right.
You know, nothing's for free. Everything has a price. You know, so we're at a stage now that we know what we're worth, and yeah, we're making sure we're getting what we're worth. Put it that way.
Yeah, I've always thought that competitors, MMA fighters, maybe even jiu-jitsu competitors,
kickboxers, I've seen it many times. Boxers themselves,
they would benefit greatly from some kind of union.
But it's not going to happen in this game because
Probably
we're
not.
like independent contractors. I think it had some traction at one point when GSP, TJ Dillashaw, and a few other key players, I can't remember who else, there's two other ones, like really major players were kind of like being bold about it and talking about it, like, yeah, we're going to do a union and stand together.
Yeah, right.
And then you notice like all four of them kind of got title shots within like,
oh yeah,
yeah, I can't remember because someone broke it down for me.
Let's shut these guys up real quick.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, how much you gonna pay?
And buy your silence.
Exactly. Yeah. So it happened, but that's the thing. You know, there's always gonna be someone that can replace you.
Of course.
You know, like
because everyone in the world wants to be in the UFC.
So that's the thing. That's why it's really hard to get that going. But we will, if it does happen in my lifetime or in our lifetime, we'll definitely benefit from that. But I just don't see it happening anytime soon because of greed, and I'm part of the money making machine as well. So I want to get mines.
Eugene and I had about a 2.5 hour conversation earlier.
Really?
And he just kind of we did an episode.
Damn.
Yeah.
He talks that much?
Well, I got him to talk that much. He's a very soft spoken man, so it was difficult. I don't know how well the audio is going to turn out, but yeah, no, it was good. It was a really good one, man. I got to know him, and it was nice. And but he did touch on the UFC. He didn't. He walked carefully. You know,
he was just like on the line.
Yeah, he don't want to say anything too controversial because he has a good relationship with the company right now. So.
Yeah. That's the word right now.
You know, and it's always kind of like, well, if you're in a good position, do you really want to fuck that up by running your mouth and talking about some stuff that would piss them off? And
exactly.
But
you want to I don't mind being not a company man. I don't mind playing the game. I've played the game for a long time, and I did play the game very well. We played the game, me and him, very well in the beginning, and we knew there was going to be a point where it was going to be like, right, time to knuckle up.
Yeah.
Time to get our gloves up and get dirty. So that's why this fight got a little bit late to announce, because there was the other battle behind the scenes that no one ever knows about.
Yeah.
But it happens everywhere. I mean, with everyone. Happened with Connor. Happens, I'm sure, with Game Bread. Happens with, because everyone wants more money. And I've dealt with promoters all my life, so I know like they want to underpay. We want to overpay ourselves. So we have to find a happy medium where we can both settle on and be like, cool, I'm happy. Yeah.
You know, I fought some MMA.
Really?
Yeah. 2004, 2005, 2006.
Really?
Yeah.
One fight each?
No, I think I had one in 2003, and then most of them in 2004, and then the last one 2005.
Damn.
And
okay.
But anyways,
How'd you like it?
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. Let me tell you, bro.
Yeah.
My first fight was in Arizona on an Indian reservation. I got paid $300.
Yeah. It's more than I got paid.
Yeah. How much did you get paid for your first fight?
My first fight, I think I got maybe 150. My first ever fight.
Yeah, that's what it was. 150 to show, 150 to win.
Oh, really? No, that was just me show.
Luckily, I won.
Yeah. Good for you.
But I was gonna say the one thing that I just couldn't stand about it was the promoters. I couldn't stand it, man. They were terrible.
Says that as well.
They were terrible.
Like for him, he's a guy that like he prefers things to be just cool. Yeah. I'm a man of my word. You said this, cool.
Right. That's
Shake
it.
on it. That's it. So he prefers sometimes like the ABA is the local boxing or fight space we always have here. Like everyone's fought at the ABA.
Yeah.
Coming up in New Zealand.
It's a local place.
Yeah, local place. Everyone's fought at the ABA. But I mean, some days he says he'd rather prefer, dealing with those guys than dealing with the high end people in this game. Not just the UFC, but like, sponsors, certain names I won't mention. Yeah, like just everyone's just, not everyone, but a lot of people just want something. Right. Snakes, like they want to try and get one, like a fast one over you, and you have to be really careful.
Like they're gonna try to change opponents on you real quick.
That's how I've dealt with that in China.
Right.
So they brought me over there to be like a journeyman, a guy for them, for their guys to beat on.
Right. Is that what it's called? Journeyman?
Yeah, journeyman, can.
Or a stepping stone.
Stepping stones. What else? There's many names for them. Jobber.
A jobber?
Yeah, I think that's the English one. But then eventually they realized, ooh, okay, well, he's not going to lose anytime soon. Oh, we'll just bring him on our team. But I've been in fights in China where I'm like, it's a kickboxing fight. Yeah, cool. Get in the ring. Oh, we said Sanda. That's like Sanshao. That's their style.
They tried to change the style.
No, not try. They did it. And it's just like, fuck.
They changed the fight rules.
Right there. Like right there and then in the ring. And I'm just like, fuck this. All right, cool. They've not done to me, done to my teammate Blunt Diamond. They've done it to Brad. Brad threatened to knock out a Chinese manager one time, which is why he never went back.
Riddell.
Yeah. How you know Brad?
Brad's a savage. Shit. He's a savage.
Because the guy said one time, like, what was it? He said something about like, I bring you here, I own you, something like that. And Brad was like, bro, I'll knock you the fuck out if you ever speak to me like that again. Or some shit. And Brad was like, he went savage on him, and the guy's like, oh shit, okay, don't fuck with this guy. Yeah. But yeah, they'll do that to you, man. You go in the fight, and then before you know it, oh no, we said MMA. And it's like,
what?
But never did that to me. I've seen it happen to other people.
Right.
My one was Sanda. They're like, and Sanda's like, I think you get points for takedowns. If they catch the leg, they can
put you down.
They can and then that's a takedown right there.
Right.
So yeah, still beat them though. Beat them at their own game. So
fuck yeah.
It ain't no thing.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, life is crazy, especially this life.
Yeah.
But MMA.
I had some promoters.
How many? You had 4 fights.
5.
5 fights in total.
5. Yeah, the first 4 were
you
submission.
didn't have a manager or anything, because you were probably
my
really
coach.
Young. Your coach. Yeah.
Yeah, my coach was managing, and yeah, it was. I mean, it was all right. I didn't love the sport. I didn't love striking. No offense. No,
I don't. We don't have to love everything.
Striking is not my thing.
Yeah.
It's just not my thing. I wrestled in high school. I was always a wrestler.
Oh, really?
And that's my heart. My heart's in grappling.
Definitely.
And I've always excelled at that.
Yeah,
I definitely. You saw my shadow boxing earlier. It's shameful.
I like that line.
I just jab with both hands. I got jabs on both sides. That's it.
That's all you need. A good jab would take you around the world, as they say. That's all you need. A good jab. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I'm just losing money everywhere.
Just dropping coins all over the place.
I actually lost my wallet, surprisingly. Yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
It normally comes back, but I don't know what it is right now, because everyone. I think it's just because you know how like the classes are getting bigger.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't say this on there.
Say
it's just not just like
no
I'm sure
listening.
they're not just like there's probably like one idiot or 2 young idiots that are like fucking everyone. Because before we never had this problem.
Yeah.
But right now, because the classes are getting bigger, some new people
are
coming
in. People
yeah, so
know.
we're sure like there's just some. We'll find them, whoever you are. We'll find you, and we'll.
This is not the. I don't understand people who steal shit from a place like this.
Justice. We find justice.
What are you thinking?
We'll give justice when we find. And the thing is, when we find out, it's not going to be fun. But yeah, I mean, it never used to happen at all. So like now, because we've moved to this gym, a lot of new faces because of all the popularity we're getting.
Of course.
So now we're like, okay, there's some idiot that's just like, because yeah. But anyway,
Altos has the same problem.
Really?
Yeah, we went to a new location. It was a big math base, big new building. The
you guys
student
in San Fran?
San Diego.
San Diego. Yeah.
And the attendance skyrocketed. There's 100 people on the mat. You know, just like here, there was 100 people on this mat this earlier. And if you leave something laying around, it's gone.
Yeah, never used to happen though.
Galval, bro.
Yeah.
Like Galval, it's his gym, and his headphones got taken. His
no way.
Flip flops get taken all the time, and gis disappear, rash guards disappear.
Yeah, that's a shit thing to happen though. Especially
watches, wallets.
It never happened. That's the thing that really upset us. Like we're like, it never happened. So yeah, eventually it'll come back around when we find out.
Yeah, for sure.
Allegedly.
For sure. Was there anything?
Yeah.
Was there anything in there? Like just some cash credit cards,
debit card. What else? I think
check it out.
Coins. Yeah.
When I was in Australia, I lost my wallet at the Melbourne airport as I was flying to Perth. Okay.
Yeah.
And I just got this new travel credit card just for this trip because it's no travel fees. You know what I mean? And I got to Perth and it was gone. It could have been at 3 places: Uber in Melbourne, the airport or airplane, or the Uber in Perth. And I filed a claim with the airline, and then I just messaged the Uber guys. And anyways, long story short, I traveled from Perth to Sydney, did 3 days in Sydney, went to Canberra, and then went back to Melbourne a week later. And I was only in that Melbourne airport for 1 hour, catching my flight to Brisbane.
Yeah.
And the airline called me. It was like, "We got your wallet.
Nice.
It's at the baggage claim
in
services in Melbourne." I was only there for one. Bro, I went around the country for a week. I came back to Melbourne for 1 day. I was in that airport for 1 hour, and they called me 5 minutes before I boarded the plane, and they said, "We have it at baggage claim."
And what'd you do? Like,
I sprinted.
Nice.
Yeah, I sprinted. I told them, I was like, "Guys, I'm here. I'll be back. Don't take off without me." They're like, "Yeah, whatever. Hurry up. We're gonna leave. What time we gotta leave?" I just sprinted out there. I was like, "Hey, where's my wallet?" And they got it. Ran back. Had to go
everything in there.
Yeah, I had to go through security again.
That's a happy.
It was great, man.
I always think, because I've lost it before as well, and I always think it's gonna come back one day. It always does, but then now I'm just like, all right, cool, because I don't want.
It had been a week, bro. I gave up on it. I thought, it's gone. Fuck, it's gone. Whatever.
I bet you it might show up again, because I've ordered another card now, and I've blocked the other ones, canceled the other ones.
So I couldn't do that because I had them on my phone.
Oh, that's right.
You know,
yeah.
And I was using my phone to pay for everything, so I couldn't cancel them. So I was watching the account, like, please,
no one.
Yeah, I don't want to see some $500 charges.
Oh, that's good though. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great, man. I was super happy about that. It was good karma, I think. I had a question for you.
What's up?
Eugene told me a funny story.
Oh no. His funny stories. They always have some sort of, there's truth in there, but there's 3 sides to every story. His side,
right.
My side, and the truth.
This is where we're gonna get your side. So I heard there was a problem for a while that you would sometimes get stuck in traffic on your way to training, and it wasn't always your fault, of course, because you did your best to get here on time, but sometimes things happen and you run a little late, and sometimes you show up late. And the old rule, I remember, and you told me about this a couple years ago.
The fines.
You were saying, the fine was splurgies, right? Splurgies or burpees or something like that.
Spews. Yeah, so that's
spews.
You say there's a bar right there.
Right.
You jump up, grab the bar, pull up.
Do the pull up.
Chin to the bar, down, burpee, and that's 1.
That's 1. Savage.
Up, pull, down, burpee, that's 2. And yeah, they're not fun. They're called spews for a reason.
Spews.
You want to spew afterwards. I don't think I've spewed from them yet, but I've been close. I've spewed for other reasons though.
So he was telling me he tried all these different ways to fine you, to get you to always be on time. And he said one time you racked up a bank account of 1,000 burpees.
Oh yeah.
And then
I have it on my phone.
And that one day you did all 1,000 burpees.
It's on film.
And then you posted it. And then it became a challenge. It was like the Izzy challenge, right?
Yeah.
Do 1,000 burpees.
Everyone thought I did it myself. I was like, no, I would not do that myself. It got to the point where literally my burpees were just like, my legs were splayed, like almost like a split, and I just like
do a push up,
like little get up, because I mean I'm human,
Yeah. So then he told me that it wasn't working, right? He's like, so then I started charging him $500 every time he was late.
That's when it's sort of,
and that's when it got real, and you stopped being late.
Yeah, you got to hit him where it hurts.
He said he got about $5,000 from you.
Yeah, probably.
And then then you were not late anymore.
Yeah, I'm not late always now. Like I think it's just
once
like
a month.
Yeah, things happen, variables.
Of course,
he'll
of
still
course.
give me shit. That's his job though, so I understand. So I'm just like, I'm sorry. And he's like, da, 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 da.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was one time at the old gym he yelled at me because my leg was really hurting and I was doing them. And I think he was having fun, poking fun at me, and I kind of just packed aside. He goes, "I'll be fucking late then. I'll be fucking late." And like just yelled at me, and I was just standing there just like.
And you've been with Eugene
back.
since the beginning, right?
Yeah, since I started MMA. He's the one that's like pretty much just like cultivated my MMA career to what it is. Because initially when I moved to City Kickboxing, when I moved to Auckland, I was like, I want to do MMA. That's what I want to do. I want to be the best fighter in the world.
And you had how many kickboxing fights already at that point?
Probably 3. I had 3 by that point. So it was.
So you were fresh.
Yeah. So I was just like, my old coach was very problematic. He was very he's a Muay Thai pugilist. Okay. And he wanted me to follow suit like him. He wanted to create, I guess a better version of himself. So he was very. You need to...
Was he trying to live vicariously through you?
Yes, a lot. He tried to with his son as well, but his son pushed him too hard. His son's doing something else now, but definitely not fighting because he was too young, and, it's my son. But yeah, he just wanted me to fight like him, have
You
his
could have
own
been the
style.
son that he always wanted.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, but one thing I liked about Eugene is when he first held pads for me, when he first started teaching me how to do different things, he never made me try to, like, be like him. He never said... oh, do this way, do this that way, or like he just tried to mold me into a better version of myself, because this is art at the end of the day. This is expression.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is what we're supposed to do, but he never tried to make me just, and I had a point. Yeah, my first coach, for Eugene, he's just been, so kickboxing kind of took over from there, and then MMA took a back seat.
That's what he told me.
I was just so good at it.
Right.
And it just kept on going, and fights. But then all the while we were always grappling, but no one knew about it. So everyone just thought, all we have to do is take him down and it's over. So the whole time, same thing. It's kind of a blueprint we've used. Like Brad has the same blueprint. He was always just doing kickboxing.
Massive kickboxing.
But then low key, like there was one time I saw him wrestling. I was like,
bro, he's a phenomenal grappler.
I was like, when did you start wrestling?
Yeah.
And then I could see he just over the years, he got better and better and better and better. Same thing we have now with Carlos. We've done it with Blood Diamond. A few other guys, it's the blueprint for what we've done here, and everyone just thinks, well, we'll just take him down. And I'm not saying, like, look, I'm not the best grappler in the world. I'm not, like a grappling. I love grappling, don't get me wrong. I love grappling, but I'm not like a specialist at it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
My specialist
you have a specialty.
is striking.
There's no need to ignore that.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. But I love grappling, and I'm still waiting, man. Don't worry, one day, like, bits and pieces have been shown in the UFC in some of my MMA fights, but I really wanna cement it with a submission. I'm definitely gonna have a few before I retire.
What do you think would be the best submission you can do? But like, name it.
Guillotine.
Oh, there it is.
Guillotines. Yeah. No, definitely. Like I just feel like it's so easy for me. Like when
it's the most available submission, I think.
When people try to take me down, the first thing they give me is your neck.
Yeah.
And I don't care who you are. I find the neck. I always
felt
find
those.
the neck.
I felt those arms on my neck. It's not pleasant.
But things I'm learning. I'm still learning. I'm still like, I don't have the details down yet. Like working with you today gave me a lot of new details that I'm like, ooh, okay, that makes sense. Doing it like that makes sense. Even the one I was showing you on the wall, I tried on Frank. Frank's like, yeah, that's tight. Definitely, I just want to bail out because the first one I was trying to do was too complicated.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, just keep it simple.
You just can't get a good grip on your fingers.
Especially with the gloves. If you have the UFC gloves on, it'll be a little bit too much. But bits and pieces, eventually, I'll start snatching these guys. Not just necks, arms, legs, heels. I know some shit.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Same.
Has anyone got you to the mat yet?
Only one person, but he holds on to that like his
That's his claim to
Hail
fame.
Mary, yeah.
That's his claim to fame.
He's the Italian, and he even ran up on me in Vegas. Oh, breaking news! Okay, so this is my last time in Vegas. This is when Volkanovski won. We were rolling around somewhere during that week at night. I was going somewhere with Ash. Hey, Israel. And I turn around. I see someone smiling at me, running towards me. I'm like, the fuck? Oh, what's up? And it's Marvin. And I was like, hey, what are you doing? And he and someone else. And then he said, I'm just here for the weekend. Da, 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 da. I was like, oh, cool. And then it was just like this awkward silence, like, okay, what? And then he kind of brings up, the fight, like, hey, okay, let me. Because his thing that he's held on to for so long was like, I won that fight. I saw you after the fight. You said you want to come train with us because you want to get better. And for me, I was just like, shh, let me tell you. You know what? I wasn't talking about you specifically. Who's your coach? Rafael Cordero, right? Okay, cool. He's a world-renowned coach from the infamous Shootbox Academy. You know, he has a lot of respect in this game. After the fight, if I feel like, oh, this guy is, you know, someone I can maybe grab some little details of, I'm not too big to learn from anyone.
Right.
So all I just said was like, yeah, if I'm ever down in wherever you guys are, you know,
you were being polite.
Exactly.
You were being polite.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
if he wasn't a dick, if I was ever in the area and the opportunity arose, I might have. No, I wouldn't,
But
because
now not.
obviously not. But I was just being polite. Everyone, you know. But then he was holding on to that like, but I won. And I'm just like, bro. And I told him, and he's like, oh. When I told him, I was like, it's not because of you, it's because of your coach. I wanted. He's like, oh. He's like, but that second round though, and I was like, the second round I lit you up. Come on, man, be objective. Maybe the third round you might have had that, and that was only because he is the only one to get me to the mat,
Right.
and kept me there for the most time, longer than anyone. But in the end, I still got up anyway. But then Ash just jumped in and cut the conversation short, and it was like, all right, cool, we gotta go, peace, bye, and we left it at that. But yeah, he's the only one that's kind of kept me on the mat a little bit, but it wasn't really. It was more of an error on my part, lack of information that Andre, my wrestling coach, fixed straight away. When he got my hips, he sucked my leg in because I didn't really break the grip. I didn't switch my hips to break the grip, his single leg grip. But then he sucked it back in and took me down and kept me down and did some damage. And then, yeah, I go back up and then just try to piece him up. But I was just thinking too much. I wasn't having fun. The first 2 rounds I was having fun. I was just flowing. But yeah, he's the only one. But, I mean, you have Romero, who's an Olympian. You know, he's a good wrestler. He hasn't used it much in his last few fights.
Right.
I hope he does in this fight. And I want to really break that will. I want to see him try and take me down,
That's
fail.
It's an exhausting
Exactly.
venture.
Especially with him, with his
He's
frame
jacked.
and his gas tank that he doesn't have.
Not known for the gas tank, yeah.
So I'm like, please just keep trying.
To burn yourself out.
And exactly, I want that.
And he's going to have to eat some shots to get in on it.
Yeah,
right?
definitely. I'll show him. I want to show him different looks. And I know he's going to try and, I know what he's going to try. He's going to try and use my own reaction against me. So I'm already aware of that because I'm susceptible to that. If I was him fighting myself, that's how I would try and get myself. So
yeah,
I'm already aware of it, and I'm getting guys like Frank, Andre, BJ, Bo to give me those looks. Fake the shot, throw the uppercut, fake the shot, throw the overhand left from southpaw. So that way I'm aware of it, so I can see it. And when it happens, I'm like, oh, I've seen this already.
Right.
And I want to make him hesitant. So, but if he gets me down and keeps me down, then I have some other methods to get up. Because Robert Whittaker was able to like just give him his back straight away.
Yeah.
They gave him his the back straight away so they could like fight the grips,
right,
break the grips, and then turn around, swim under, or whatever. So they had a whole pathway set up, and we've kind of looked at that and been like, okay, that's something we can use, but we also have our own pathways we've created.
Right.
I won't give too much away, but I just gave a little bit, just a little something.
Yeah. Don't say anything you don't need to be saying.
Yeah,
right.
Easy.
Even Eugene was just telling me. He said he got an offer from there's a company called BJJ Fanatics that does all the BJJ instructional DVDs.
I know them. I've watched them before. I learned something off Ben Askren on one of their channels, and I've used it. I still use it to this day. It's one of Ben Askren's move that they really broke down. Yeah, I still use it to this day.
And so Eugene said they hit him up for an striking instructional, right? And then Eugene was like, man, I don't want to just show moves. So, he says, I don't feel right about just showing moves. I got to teach the concept and the process. And that. And he's like, we can't. He's I can't reveal that information yet. It's too valuable right now. He's like, we're ahead of the game.
Yes, that I can say. You even look at guys like before the fight, Volkov and Max Holloway. A lot of people, because I've seen Volkov when he walks out for a fight. I've seen how calm he is, how relaxed he is, how sure of himself he is. And I know how great Max is. Holloway is all-time great. But I just felt like this is the night. This is his night. Yeah. And that's because of the information that we have when it comes to striking. I mean, granted, you have a guy like Kelvin Gastelum who was able to piece me up on some bits because of the hop step he was doing in the first 2 rounds. But then I figured it out later on and I nullified it. He's shorter than me, but he was able to get in on me. We also have ways like a guy like Volkov, who's shorter than Max Holloway, can get in on him and beat him with leg kicks and other little things. Even use Max's game against him. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's the information we have. It's the knowledge we have that we can't really... It's out there. It's nothing new. Right. But it's forgotten, lost information that we just kind of... We're reigniting it. Exactly.
Bringing it back.
Yes,
they say jiu-jitsu is like that, too. It's cyclical. It's cyclical.
What's that mean?
There's some moves that show up nowadays, and everyone thinks, oh, this is the new thing. It's an evolution. And then the old school guys would be like, nah, we were doing that 30 years ago. You guys just forgot. You just don't even know. The Berimbolo has actually been around forever. You know, the worm guard, not the worm guard, but those are all kinds of guards. You know, and they're like, nah, this has been around. This has been around. You guys just don't know. You're too young. Your coach forgot, and then you never saw it, and missed a generation almost. Yeah, I felt like it's done that because we were on top for a while with striking, like K1, boxing. We had David Tua, and you know, in the K1 scene, we had a lot of great guys: Ray Sefo, Doug Viney, Jordan Tai, Vi Moore, Mark Hunt. The list goes on. And then somehow, like, just combat sports in New Zealand kind of just took a back seat and just fell off. I feel like you said, now it's a reignition. It's a reignition because of what Eugene's created, the culture he's created. It's a wonderful thing. Yeah. Man, he gave a really great conversation earlier just about how the gym was, you know, he told me the gym didn't make a dime for 5 years. That's crazy.
I didn't know that. I had no idea about that.
He kept that a secret.
Yeah. I had no idea. I mean, but that's what you do, you know.
That's the grind.
You know, even my parents, when we were coming up in Rotorua, I mean, there was times when my mom she had a cleaning job, but she was studying as a nurse. So me and my dad would go to the bank to clean.
Where was this at?
Rotorua. It's a small town just past Hamilton, like the Beer Plenty area.
Okay.
So that's where I grew up. It was as a teenager in New Zealand. So yeah, I mean, I know the grind, I know the struggle, but they kept that a secret.
Of course not.
They didn't let us know.
Don't let the kids know. Yeah.
So Eugene, when I found out, I was like, really?
That makes sense.
I was like, wow. But I mean, I'm glad now because I know he definitely lost money chasing me around the world, cornering me around the world. Like he'd leave his family, his job for a week.
Right.
He won't coach anyone one-on-one. So, and he'll make, maybe in my first few fights, I'd make like 1,500, 2,000, and he wouldn't even take commission. He'll just be like, don't worry. And it got to the point when I was getting maybe like 10 grand, and I'd be like, look, here.
You're taking it.
Yes, I'd have to force him to take it, or I'd give it to Carr
I'm
instead.
going to deposit it in your account.
Yeah, no, I give it to his lady because then she'll take it. But yeah, he wasn't doing things for the money. But I'm glad now that
that's a great leader.
He's able to like actually make some change off not just me but other fighters in the gym itself. Like now we're in a comfortable space where we can kind of just not relax, but there's no stress.
Right.
You know that like. I can fill my car up with a full tank of gas. I don't have to go $20 on number 5, please.
Right.
Yeah, you know, that kind of feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's coming up. It's character building, though. Like, everyone has to go through it. It's what we do as fighters, man. Yeah. Man,
I was super happy when I found out you guys got a new location, too, you know? Because, I mean, the old spot, and I understand it completely because Autos went through the same situation where they had the original location. Yeah. They were there for a long time. Packed it has full of memories, you know, and full of like champions were made on those mats, you know, like world champions, multiple time world champions were made on those mats. And to leave it to go upgrade yourself to a new place, it's like it's bittersweet, you know. You got to say goodbye to the past, you know, and you'll never have those days ever again, you know. And I get nostalgic sometimes when I think about the old competition team for Autos that's no longer together. They've all just kind of gone off.
That's like the old Avengers.
Yeah, they've all done their own. They all have their own academies now, you know.
No, I understand, but something Eugene said on the last day we sparred there, like it got packed because a lot of old people came back just to have one more round.
Yeah,
in the old
that's
gym.
cool.
And I think that was the last time I sparred him. Yeah, me and him.
With Eugene?
Yeah. Oh, he still throws down. He knows how to get me.
Yeah.
He of course he does. He knows but I know that he knows what to use against me. So I try and use that to bait him to do other things as well.
Yeah. You know what he knows, what you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things. But then on the mat afterwards, when we had the speech, he said something about like, you know, the gym. You know, this place is a place of fun memories. You know, good, bad, But he said the gym is not a place. The gym is the people. So
it's not about the walls.
Yes, it's wherever the people go. The heart
right.
That's the gym. So this is the new gym. This is the new space. We even brought our falling soldiers with us.
I know. I saw that, man. I saw that. Who are those guys? And I'm pretty sure the camera can see it. So
yeah. So that's Monu. That's Wilman. And that's Jamie in the middle. And this was done by Matty Bro. He's the guy that did the murals of me in Melbourne as well. In that alleyway. He's the same guy, Matty Bro. Shout out to him. But yeah, we did this as a surprise for Eugene. So he went when he was in
shit.
Yeah, Alex's fight when I was there as well. We commissioned Matty Bro to get it done. So he got it all done, and then Eugene came, and yeah, he said he was just.
It looks so super cool, man.
Yeah,
it's
we'll just have him there just to look after us. And
yeah.
watch over us. So they're always looking like every day seeing, and it's just always a reminder, man.
It's so well done.
Just always a reminder, like this can just go like that. Because even Willman, he died in Eugene's arms.
No shit.
Yeah, he died in Eugene's arms in a boxing fight. It was a complication in Tahiti. The pre-fight check didn't pick something up they should have picked up.
Really?
Yeah. So if they had done their job properly, probably Willman might still be here. Probably wouldn't have been allowed to fight. But that's another story for another day. But yeah, he died in Eugene's arms, and then Eugene was gonna quit the sport at that time. He was just like,
what year was this?
2013, I believe, or 14.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was just like, nah, if this is what this game brings to people, to families, I don't want to be a part of it.
Right.
And I remember like he wasn't allowed to leave Tahiti for a while. And Kara gave me the number to call him on. And I remember the way he sounded when I called him. He was just a broken man. He was just, oh, hey, bro. Like really low.
Yeah,
really,
of course.
really low. But then he said...
Probably blaming himself a little bit, right?
Yep,
right?
He was. He went through the dark places, man. He went. I've never really talked to him in depth too much about it. A little bit, but I didn't want to go too deep. But what he told me was like, as his public knowledge now, he talked about Lolo, his old coach, said, you know, these boys are still gonna fight, you know.
Right, of course.
They're still gonna fight. So who else on this earth do you trust them with?
Right.
Apart from yourself? No one.
No one.
Nah.
Right.
And then that kind of just twisted his mind and shifted. It's like if you're brave enough to send them out there to do battle, one thing went wrong, you're gonna be, oh, that's it, I'm out. He's like, nah, they're still gonna fight. You're still a fighter. So in there, yeah. So that's what brought him back. And I think he still has one more in him. He wants to get to 50.
I know we talked about it.
Talked about that.
We talked about it. Yeah.
I wanted to be in the UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to be in the UFC. It doesn't have to be like a marquee match or whatever.
Nah.
I want it personally for my own interest in his fucking career. I want it to be in the UFC, and I'll make it happen when he's ready. I'll talk to Mick or Dana or whoever. I'll be like, look, just give him a 1-fight deal. I just want him to fight.
Is he at 49 or 48?
48. He's
Okay.
at 48. So even if he just like does a kickboxing fight locally first,
Yeah.
and then maybe when the
And
UFC
it would be
comes
good
back,
to do that, right? To warm up, right? Of course.
Yeah. He's been out of the gym for a while. You can see he's got a pot belly on him.
Right.
So he's been out. He can lose weight very well though.
I'm sure, bro. You saw what you guys did in here today. It was savage. It was fucking horrendous.
Today, personally, 2 seconds. Hold up.
Yeah, take your time.
No, I don't know who that is. If everyone calls me, if it's an unknown number, I'm just like,
No.
don't want to know.
No.
But yeah. If what was I saying, Eugene?
He could lose weight quick because these
Yeah.
workouts are fucking insane.
Yeah,
Like,
ridiculous.
that spider workout was nuts.
Yeah, Spider, you got me on my first 4 round. Like that 4th round was dead. My legs were gone. Like there was one point I'd get up off the ground, you just suck my legs back in.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, not this time. All right, 3rd time's a charm. And I was like, okay, stay low, stick your leg to the wall straight away. And I had to like, but that's the thing. I was thinking too much. I wasn't feeling at that 4th round, and that's what it's supposed to do for you. It's supposed to break you down to that point. Even Frankie was like, I see you thinking. I was like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's just my first, because I've always done 3 rounds for this camp so far.
Right.
So you build it up till you get to 4 rounds, and then you do like 2 or 3, 4 rounds, and you get to 5 rounds. And then by that time, you're peaking, you're ready.
You do that spider workout once a week?
Yeah. So that's just to simulate the worst fight of your life.
Yeah, it's a fight gone wrong.
Yeah, fight gone worse. Hell. And it's not about really, like the physical, I look shit at those later rounds, but it's just as long as you're just pushing, and you don't quit.
We do something similar in
move.
jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
For ADCC, because the rounds can be 20 minutes. They can be 30 actually.
Yeah.
If once you go through the regulation, the judges can decide if they don't want to pick a winner, they can say overtime, 10 minutes, go, and you can go up to 30 minutes, man. So how do you prepare for that? You know, you got to do 40-minute rounds.
The worst is go into the dark place. And it's workouts like that. You're not going to be here on Wednesday. VO2 Max workout. It's on the bike and on just wrestling. So you would have loved it. It's 2 minutes on the bike, as hard as possible, trying to get your heart rate to the red zone, which is really hard the fitter you get.
Of course,
It gets harder, and he'll just yell at you. He doesn't give a fuck. And
Get there.
Like, and then after that, off the bike, after 2 minutes, straight away into wrestling, and you have a motherfucker like Frank Hickman, one of the Hickman bros.
Yeah, I know Frank.
Yeah, I know you know.
And I know George too.
Well. Yeah. So they just on you, and Frank's on you like a fucking wet blanket, and it's just.
And they're wrestling with wrestling shoes on too,
yes,
right?
I know. Yeah, Frank
and you're
doesn't give a
not.
fuck. And I get up because I want to do it.
It changes the game.
Yeah, I know. Grip,
Yeah.
traction.
Oh my God, explosion.
But then I'm just trying my best, and then I'm doing some, like, for me it takes about 2 weeks to get used to Frank again.
Yeah.
And when he goes away, when he comes back for camp, I'm like, okay, I gotta figure out his patterns, or he's got some new shit, and it takes about 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm like, got him.
Got it.
Yeah, but and even when I do, then he'll switch it up on me again. I'm like, fuck. And that's what keeps it fresh.
Yeah.
And even for this camp, people are like, oh, do you need anyone from, I think it was Mike was asking Frank, does he have any big heavyweights or light heavyweights he can bring in to mimic Romero? And Frank was like, psh, you don't need them.
You don't need
me.
it. Yeah.
Exactly. And I'd rather wrestle with him, wrestle with Andre, my wrestling coach, because
well, they know your game too.
They're so fast,
they can attack
man.
you in ways that would be more difficult for you.
Yeah, he does. And even he studied Romero's game, my wrestling coach, so he knows the kind of looks he likes to give before he attacks.
Nice.
Like even Adam, bro, the first time, because I knew Adam did all the analytics for my fights and stuff like that, and he's the one that he's the unsung hero, Adam Johnson.
Just so everyone knows, Adam is basically the head jiu-jitsu coach of City Kickboxing.
Yeah.
He's a black belt promoted by Andre Galvao.
Yeah, and he's just a wizard.
He actually wears my belts. One of my belts.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Eugene wears one of my belts, and Adam wears one of my belts.
Up.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. It's got some history to it.
Yeah.
But we're in Ireland for Sanchai's wedding, and then we're on the train going to Mullingar from Dublin. And I saw Adam watching. This is before the Silva fight. He was watching Bisping versus Silva, and he was just like watching it. He'd play, stop, go back, watch the sequence frame by frame for about 5 times, and he'll write in his note, play, stop, go back, frame by, like literally frame by frame, and I'm just like, I was watching, I was like, oh shit, this is, so that was my first time really seeing there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes that I didn't even know about. You know what I mean? So, because I just knew, we have these moves that we were already like put together for Silva for his plan A. So I realized, that's where it comes from. So yeah, there's levels to this. There's the hard work, the sweat, all that kind of shit. But then there's also the mind stuff, the mental that goes behind the scenes that really no one really gets to see, apart from the head honchos over here. Yeah, but it's fun to see.
Adam's a very cerebral man.
Yeah, I've lived with him. I know.
Yeah,
he's a smart man. He's pretty much like a genius, but he just knows a lot about everything.
Yeah, he's a very smart guy, and he's very small too.
Yeah,
he's very small.
Hunched over.
Yeah, and he looks
gremlin.
He looks like a bridge troll, you know. And but he's a great guy, and he's so smart, man. But his jiu-jitsu is great, you know. And I got a lot of training with him this round. Yeah, and it's nice to see how much he's improved since the last time I've trained with him.
Oh, good.
Because I've trained with him once a year for 3 years now.
Yeah.
You know, and definitely those guys are improving.
See the game improving.
Yeah, he's great.
That's what you want. That's exactly what you want.
He's a great guy. Yeah. So he does he do the MMA analytics for the whole fight, like even the striking and the wrestling?
He knows how to strike and stuff like that. Give me a second.
Nice.
So he does do that. Like when I was saying the Bisping and Silva fight, it was a sequence against the fence when I first saw him break it down. And I was like, ooh. I asked him what he was doing, and he told me he just breaks it down frame by frame, and he what the patterns are. What's Silva's first attack after his jab, and he'll have graphs and probabilities. Like he'll say,
"Oh my God!" 60% of the time, he does this.
60% of the time after his jab, he'll throw a right hook, and he'll break it down.
Wow.
So it's just meticulous, and that's why. Even like after this last fight I gave everyone quite a nice bonus just because I felt like, man, everyone's done a lot of work, so I just put a lot of cash in envelopes and just
nice,
like,
man. Good for you.
And I mean, Adam is going, I don't want it. I'm like, you're taking it.
Just shut up or I'll hit you.
But then he deserves it and more, you know. And he's the kind of guy like he doesn't even come to the fights because he just likes to be by himself. He's a very, very living with him is the same thing. Like he'd come out and socialize once in a while.
He's introverted.
Yeah, very introverted. Yeah. And I'm sort of the same at home, but then when it's time to be a public butterfly, social butterfly, I can make that happen.
You do a good job of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
you definitely have a unique public character.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. Even just going to buy this food and drinks. I have methods now that I use to kind of avoid certain things in public. Like if I wanted to go buy just a few drinks. If I don't have my cloak on me, my fuck off face, I will be there for another 20 minutes, and then I would have been late to this, and I'd have been like, oh fuck, I couldn't, you know, because people don't care, they just care about themselves and their selfies, and that's why I didn't even, just so you guys know, I didn't even ask Israel to be on this podcast. I didn't want to bother you. I figured Eugene did.
Yeah, Eugene.
But for him, I got time, easy as. It's because like you're not just some random. Oh, bro, can you get that? Can you give a shout out to my podcast? I'm like. First of all, I don't know what your podcast is. You could be some fucking racist podcast that I'm just promoting without even knowing what the
you
content
have no idea,
is, you know?
right.
And then this is at the airport, but can you give us a shout out? I'm like, sorry, I can't. My manager won't let me. And then I'm the asshole for doing that. I'm like, well, sorry. Because I can see it on their face like, oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm like, first of all, I don't know what you're promoting. I don't know what you're selling.
Right.
You could be, you know, God knows what, you know, but yeah,
This
people
is,
are people though.
This is the perspective that this is what people need to hear though.
Mm.
They need to hear this so they understand.
Yeah. And people think like it's just one, like even, what was the last one? I was, this is New Year's. I went to a festival, not a festival, but like a little gig up north. And I was just like, okay, this night, I don't want to spend the whole night taking photos because that's what normally happens.
Of course. Hundreds
of
of
it would be like 3 hours of just photos and small talk and then cool. And then I'm like, I wouldn't get to have fun at all. I just want to be just Israel. I just want to be Izzy, just chill.
Right.
And I was saying no to a lot of people. And I could see already all good, bro. But at one point, someone was just begging me the 4th time he came around. I was like, he said, please, just one. And in my head, I'm like, it's not just one. And I was like, okay, cool. And as soon as he brought his phone out,
boom,
these people started coming through, and these people started coming through. And there was one point I was just looking at my friends, and then there's like all these phones in my face, and I'm just looking at them, and I was about to cry, and I was just like, just fuck, leave me alone. And I had like a little tantrum, and I just walked away and went to go sit down. And then the same guy just came back and was like, I was really apologetic. He was like, I see what you mean now, bro. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for that to happen. And I was just like, just give me some space. Just let me breathe, because I was already kind of tipsy by then.
Right.
And then I just want to just live. But this is the price we pay, though.
What
sometimes when I hear about it, like I hear myself speaking, and I'm like, first world problems. I understand the perspective of it, but at the same time, it's still real problems.
It's still a problem.
Yeah, because it happens in my life, and it affects my life and the way I live. You know what I mean? I have to change. I don't know who else goes to the grocery store and then goes like, oh, babe, can you go in the grocery store? Because, you know, I just don't feel like. I don't want to. I don't feel like peopling. That was my favorite pastime. One of my favorites is like podcasts or music. Right. I just go grocery shopping and just like filling myself. But now it's just certain things you have to kind of like work around because of the public magnifying glass that's on you now. So I don't mind. I know what I'm doing. I know this is what I have to do to be in the position I'm in. So I love it. But then there's the other side where it's just like, so I can't wait till it's all over.
Well, tell me this.
Like,
when you decided you wanted to be the UFC champion, and you said, this is my goal, I want to be the champion, do you sit there and think, I can't wait to be famous? Is that really what you, is like, I can't wait till like hundreds of people want to take pictures? I think no. That's my assumption. I would assume that's not what you were thinking of first. What you're thinking of is like, you get to fight and millions of people are watching you, and that's cool. And you get your hand raised, and that's cool. And you're getting paid to do what you love, and that's cool. Yeah. And you get to pay all your friends who help you prepare. So you're benefiting everyone.
My parents.
But you don't sit there and think like, I want to be famous so that I can't walk anywhere without taking 37 pictures.
When you're younger, maybe a little bit you think that's cool. Like when I was younger, like when I visualized all this, I could see all that happening. I'm like, that'll be cool. But then the more, like my first fight in the UFC was UFC 221. And my after party was literally just me taking photos for 4 hours, you know? Yeah. And I think I got paid for that one. Yes, I did get paid for it, but it was just me, photos for 4 hours and being harassed by drunk people who have no boundaries or personal space. Bro. And I wasn't even drunk.
How many men have kissed your face?
They've tried. A few. Yeah,
I'm sure.
Definitely.
They probably came up and just like, bah.
I know what it's like to be like a hot chick at a bar now. Like, you know how a hot chick walks in and she literally, she can be like, oh, those guys are looking at me. Right. I have the exact same thing. I'm just like,
you could feel the eyes on you, huh?
Actually. And I'm like, and then thing is like when they offer to buy me drinks, I can tell them to fuck off in a nice way. Like, but a hot chick, like she wouldn't be able to like.
Right.
So I'm like, well, I'm hard to assault sexually. You can try. Yeah. But I wouldn't advise it on them. But like guys, they're really for it. They're like, nah, bro, I got to buy you a drink. I got to buy the champ a drink. And I'm just like, first of all, don't touch me.
Stop touching me
with your sticky hands, and you have to kind of give this like just respectfully. Right. And then sometimes they get it, sometimes they don't. And I just walk away, and I'm just like, I'm not even. No, I don't have time.
Probably ruins the night, eh?
Oh, it does. Yeah, sometimes, but I just walk away. I'm just like, I didn't even want to fraternize with all this. But I wasn't thinking about that when I was coming up. I was thinking like, I want to be famous. You think you want to be famous, but after the example, the after party, there's one point I went to go hide, and I sat on the chair, and some guy was going to the bathroom, and he happens to see me. He goes, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing here? I'm like, I'm just chilling, man. I'm just taking some time to myself. He's like, oh, yeah. Now I understand, day. And he proceeds to sit right next to me.
Sat down next to you. I'm just like, God damn it. Do you understand?
personal. I'm taking time to myself.
What part of that didn't you understand?
And I told him that, and he's like, "Oh no, all good, bro. Oh, can I get a photo though?" And I was like,
"Oh my god,
you just took a photo outside." He's like, "Oh no," but I was like, "Just take your photo." I was like, yeah, cool. Took a photo, and then that was even like in Melbourne when I don't know if you saw the press conference before the fight. And there was this guy with a megaphone. That was funny as fuck. But then that night, I remember in Melbourne. This is before the fight, maybe 2 months before the fight. Yeah, about 2 months before the fight. I went to an alleyway, I lit up a joint, smoked up, and I had my AirPods in, and I just walked around the city, and I ended up in the tram stop, and I just sat there for about an hour to 40 minutes, just like chilling.
enjoying your peace."
Just literally,
Right.
just like, because it was probably about 2 a.m., 1 a.m., could see everyone, Saturday night, everyone's doing their thing, but I'm just sitting there just like, just enjoying my company, enjoying just being able to walk around the city and just be able to just be, you know. And I think only one person recognized me that night, and they were really polite, and that was it. But then I was like, next time I'm in the city, I probably won't be able to walk around like this, so I gotta soak it up and
Enjoy it.
Yeah. And I remember after Melbourne, my after party, I left. I hid in the bathroom for about 30 minutes because after the fight, I was hungry. I didn't eat because I don't like to. Do you like to eat before you train, before you compete?
Before I compete, I make
Yeah.
sure I do it 3 hours before.
3 hours before, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, probably about 5 hours before will be my last meal.
Okay.
And I like to fight with some
Little
hunger.
hunger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't plan it. It just happens.
As they say, hungry
Yeah.
dogs fight the hardest.
Exactly. I'm trying to eat.
Yeah.
But yeah. Kevin, you want to come through? You want to come
It's
through?
all
Yeah,
good, man.
you
Come
can
on.
through. Yeah, easy as. No worries.
problem.
Yeah. Yo, good brother. But yeah, so for me, I was already hungry. And after the fight, you know, a lot of media stuff, obligations you have to do. And I'm just going back and forth. Then eventually I get to the after party, and I hadn't eaten since breakfast. And it's like probably around 8 p.m. now. And then it was at capacity, and people were trying to get upstairs. And then everyone wants, you know,
Of course,
Izzy. And I just went to the bathroom, and I sat there just like with a drink in my hand, just chilling. I was laughing at myself like, this is funny. And I got my girl to come get me and just kind of like escape. I told Ash, I don't want to be here. I'm just going to go eat. So I want to go have dinner with her, and we just chill. But then even on the street, on the way there, she had to be the bad guy to like just, it's like, stop it. She's like, nope.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
drags
right,
me. She's
right.
like, nah.
She's
nope.
like, no.
Fuck everyone.
That's good,
And
man. That's a good.
yeah.
That's a solid girl. Yeah, she knows
and
how
then,
to.
yeah, she's learning how to adapt to all this shit in this life now.
I'm
but-
sure she catches a lot of attention too, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it's unwanted because.
See, I said, hey.
Hey.
I got that. I
see
got
you, I
got
see
that.
you.
That's a
Yeah.
regional dialect. Hey.
Yeah. Hey, bro. No, but yeah. I mean, even with my family as well. I think it was after New York. The next day, because I beat what's his name, Brunson at the Madison Square Garden. The next day, I went to Madison Square Garden. I took my siblings all with me, and I sat them all down in the suite we were in, the Giverson suite. I just told them like, look, things are gonna change now because of this fight, because of how big that fight was. I think it was DC versus Black Beast. It was the main event, but I felt like I stole the show. So I told them, I was like, this is gonna change now. You guys have to be really on your toes.
Yeah.
You have to watch out for these kind of people. And my baby sister was already saying, like, I've got people from my primary school who I don't even talk to messaging me about, you know, oh, so happy for you and your family. Congrats, rah. Tell your brother I said. I'm like,
Who are you?
Exactly. I told them, like, just ignore those, or if you have, you know, like, because you get people who want to try and get familiar. They
Right.
want to be seen. They want, I know him, I know his brother, or I slept with his sister, or whatever. Excuse me. So yeah, I just let them know, like, just be careful, because I'm sure you've had that as well a little bit.
Yeah, but not. I can be
Yeah.
not nearly to the degree. I mean, I
like,
gotta.
well, I mean, mine's not nearly as someone like, say, Justin Bieber. you
Right.
know?
I get a little
Yeah.
taste of it in the
Exactly.
jiu-jitsu bubble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But you know, it's still relevant. It's still what it is. But it's just learning how to navigate through it, man. That's the thing, learning how to navigate through it, which I'm doing well at. Like, I feel like I've been prepared to be famous, quote unquote. Like, just seeing the way a lot of these athletes like rise and fall, you know. Like, God, I'm so glad all this shit's happening to me when I'm 28, 29, 30, because I started to
How old are you right now?
30.
30.
Yeah. So I think there was a day, I was just on my birthday when I turned 28. There was a day in that week that just kind of changed everything. I had a metamorphosis, and I felt like I just aged. I became a man. It was weird. It was through dancing and music, and I just ended up like lying on my bed and
Just had an
bliss.
epiphany.
Yeah,
Said,
like
I'm
a
not
life
a, I'm not
epiphany.
a.
Yeah, like I didn't
Not
even know
a
how
boy.
to put. Yeah, I don't even know how to put it in words. But I felt like after that day, a lot of things started changing in my life. People started coming. People started going, you know, like the right people.
Right.
And it made sense to me. So I'm glad that all this shit started happening to me at this age. Because if not, then, you know, I wouldn't be here, or I would have done some really dumb shit.
Right,
like some
if you
other
were
people,
younger, right?
like some young champions in the UFC who have in the past.
Can't keep their shit together.
Exactly, you know, running over
you're
pregnant ladies, grabbing strippers by the pussy, all that kind of shit. Like, don't get me wrong, I've made my mistakes, but I made them at a young age when I wasn't in the spotlight. So I'm really glad now.
And there are levels to mistakes.
Exactly.
There are levels.
And I'll make my own. I'll make some more. But thing is, I always learn from them. That's one thing I always do. I always learn from my mistakes, and I bounce back. Even one of the scariest nights of my life, it'll come out in my book or documentary one day. But then I remember when I felt like things were about to, like, this is it. Things that I'm gonna get arrested. I'm gonna get fucked up. This and that. The media.
Give us the details.
Just hanging out with the wrong people.
Scariest night of your life. You thought you might die that night.
Yeah. I thought I was gonna. I was just hanging out with the wrong people.
Caught yourself in a tough situation.
And then I remember, like, the whole time I was thinking, like, if the police come now and grab me, it's okay. I'll be embarrassed. You know, I'll be shamed in the media, but I'll bounce back. That's where my mind was.
But I'll be safe.
Yeah. No, but in my head I was like, I'll bounce back. I'll bounce back from this, no matter what. I'll come back from this, and I'll show them. But I'm glad I didn't get to that point. You know, I got myself together, cleaned my act up, and then kept on moving, kept on with the legacy. But not everyone gets that chance, though.
Right, of course.
Some people get down that rabbit hole, or they get fucked up with the wrong people, and then...
You know, I watched a really interesting YouTube channel. It's a guy who spent 10 years in prison for drug trafficking.
Ooh.
And it's called GP. It's General Population Penitentiary Life, right? And
is it like a web series, webisode, or is it just a podcast?
Yeah. He probably has 1,000 videos or something, but they're all about 10 minutes long. Yeah. And he just explains what prison life is like. And I'm gonna shout him out. His name's Wes Watson. He's from San Diego. Wes Watson.
Wes Watson.
Yeah.
Nice.
Watson Fit. And the videos are very interesting. And it's just 10 minutes about prison life, something about prison life, like putting things in your butt. Yeah. You have to.
How do you make a shank?
Right, stabbing people. Like he just explains what it's like. But the mission of his channel is to show people you're not ready for prison life.
It's not for you.
No one is ready for prison life. And he explains how easy it is to be put in the prison system. If you get into it, you're in a bar, some guy grabs your girl, boom, you pop him, break that orbital bone, 5 years. That's 5 years.
A deadly weapon for us.
Yeah, right.
We're trained.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's easy to break that bone, man. You catch it just right. A broken bone is, man, you're probably doing a year or 2 years, maybe more. Depends, you know.
Yeah, if the judge is not
just depends.
lenient to you, they might give you something even worse.
Or if you have any priors or whatever, you know, you could be doing 5 years, and then what? Then you got to join a gang. You have to join a gang.
So you can be secured, you can be safe.
Otherwise, you're going to be someone's butt buddy.
Yeah.
You know. And he explains that in detail. You have to join a gang. You don't necessarily have to get all Aryan Brotherhood or anything.
You have to associate yourself with someone.
You have
either
to.
by race or just by clique or
and
streets.
You got to do
whatever.
work for them. If they tell you to go sock someone up, you have to. You have to. Otherwise, you're getting your ass kicked. And if you break a bone on him, 5 more years.
Wow.
You know, and sometimes they tell you you're going to be the one to stick him. You got to stick him,
stab him, shank him.
Yeah, and if you don't, what are you going to do? They're going to stick you.
Yeah.
So then, boom.
So it's either you or me. It's dog eat dog.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, you got 20, 30 years. All started in a bar because you're defending your girl.
See, that's why.
And it could have happened to anyone. It could happen to anyone.
Yeah. Like, even me now, I don't fraternize with that kind of stuff. Like, if people try me, I just say, look, I'm not gonna whoop your ass for free.
Right.
First of all, my knockouts alone.
I'm not gonna make you famous by whooping your ass.
And the thing is, most people, I just say Google me. Like, I don't really have to be tough.
Right.
Like, you're trying to prove yourself because you want people to know who you are. I don't. So keep your little.
That's the thing. People and Joe Rogan talks about all the time. People who know how to fight, they don't have the desire to prove themselves. They don't need to prove themselves.
I do it every day. I get my ass kicked.
Exactly.
And I kick ass as well. So I'm just like, I don't have I just want to dance.
Right.
I just want to dance or like just chill and have a good time with my friends. But then, in this position, like you get that. I'm sure you've probably had your own stories, some street fight stories.
A few, yeah. I'm lucky that my go-to is the choke out.
Yeah,
you know, I just choke them out. Like, this is the safe way to do it.
I've seen some online. Like I've seen one of was it Keenan? Is it Keenan choking someone out at a diner?
No, Ryan Hall.
Ryan Hall, it was,
Ryan Hall.
I saw that one.
Keenan's not a very controversial guy. He just kind of fooled.
Is that, no,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Keenan's very chill. You can't make him mad.
Yeah.
He's not unmake-madable.
Yeah, unfazable.
But Ryan Hall. But I remember watching that video, and I think that guy really pushed him. Really pushed him.
Even though there was one recent, Matt Serra at a casino. the guy was harassing the waitress, and Matt was just like, right, calm down, buddy. And the guy tried something on them, boom, boom, full mount. Okay, relax, have your little tantrum.
Right.
And I was like, I'll sue you. I'm pressing charges. So,
because I'm sitting on you. But I think the best way to do it is just choke them out, put them to sleep. I've done that many times. You know, big brawl breaks out.
You ever bounced?
No.
You never bounced?
No.
Sure.
No. I don't have the temper to bounce. You gotta have a good temper to be a bouncer. No. I don't have that. I have a pretty
also
short.
The schedule. I never bounced. I bounced maybe like in Wanganui for like 2 months, but that was like before.
Everyone's trying to test you, man.
Yeah, that as well. But at the same time, just the schedule. I don't want to be up all night.
Right.
You know, on a Saturday night, and then Sunday I
How you gonna train?
Like sleeping shit hours, you know, and then it'll fuck up your whole system. So nah,
right.
It wasn't for me.
No, but I think if you ever get the chance, don't ever fight anyone. But
I don't. I try. I plan
I know
not
you
to,
won't. I don't need to tell you that.
But the thing is that people they really push.
They love to push the buttons, man.
Even that's why you see like shit happens with Connor. And in my head, I'm like, I get it. I get some of it, you know, like the old man stuff. That I was like, okay, I don't know what the guy said or what brought that on, but yeah, definitely, I'd advise don't, sucker,
no punch, in the face. Punches, just choke him out.
Like, yeah, if I just hold the guy, like, do you feel this? Do you feel this? This is you about to die. Shh. Okay, yeah, you understand that?
There was a big fight that broke out, and one guy was punching my friend. I jumped on his back, and I sunk in the rear naked choke, and I was just like, and I told him, I said, look, just stop, just relax, and I'll let you go.
Yeah.
Stop fighting. Stop trying to punch me. He didn't listen, man. And I started squeezing it, and then he goes, okay. And he starts tapping.
That's what I need to feel.
Yeah, and
once they feel that, they know like I'm powerless.
You're gonna die.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like, right? And then so I started to let it go, and then what did he start doing? Start fighting again. I was like, okay, bro, you're going.
Sleep now.
Out. Yeah.
Night.
And then they wake up and they're just totally. You've diffused the whole situation. They wake up, they're not even angry anymore. They're just confused. Like what happened? What happened? Did I fall asleep? Did I piss myself? What the fuck?
They get knocked out. It's like, no, you got choked out, bitch.
Yeah. It's the peaceful way to end the confrontation. But of course, just for the listeners, always walk away.
I walk away. I run away sometimes. It was one time. It was after Justin Bieber. Me and Chance, my boy, we were walking down the street, and some guy like yelled at me because I had my shirt off. And it's fucking hot. It's 60,000 people in the stadium, and I'm walking through traffic with people, and then eventually they stopped and they started chasing us, and I was just like, peace. Because I'm like, there's 3 people, me and Chance. I'm sure we could have fucked them up because they looked shit. But
right.
I don't know. What if they had knives on them?
Yeah, you never know.
What if they had a gun on them? Because some people like to try and be gangster now. They try and be gangster. So for me, I was just like, it's not worth it. And sure, they can tell this. That could be their claim to fame.
Of
when
course.
They see me on TV. Oh, no, yeah, he sacked it to us. I was like, yeah, sure he did.
Right.
But I mean, for me, like I said, we don't have anything to try and prove. We get humbled every day. So it's just like, all my energy is used for other things. Yeah.
I'm gonna switch gears for a second because I know we're running some time and we can't be here all night. But
what time is it? I didn't even realize.
I don't even know what time it is. 10:30. You got to train tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, early.
Probably 9. Yeah, 9 a.m.
Okay.
Same time as always.
I'm not gonna keep you here too late.
It's all good.
I just want to say I appreciate you doing this.
Likewise,
by the way,
man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's my honor.
And when I come back, when I'm in San Diego, don't worry, I'll come through.
Bro, I want to come to Vegas.
Yeah, you want to come?
I want to come.
Do it. You want a ticket? Done.
My man.
Easy. Done.
Boom.
No worries.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I mean, I wasn't gonna ask you for a ticket. I can pay for a ticket, but I appreciate that.
I know people.
But
I know some people.
I want to be there. Yeah, I want to be there. It's a 4-hour drive for me. It's nothing, and it's a nice drive.
I've done it twice. I've driven from Vegas to LA. It's actually a nice.
It's a nice drive.
Yeah.
Nice open desert.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. You guys don't have any desert here, right?
There's desert road, but not really it's not desert. Yeah. It's not really a desert, but it's desert road from here to Wanganui. It's a different kind of.
It's that north
path. No, going down.
Going down.
It's North Island, but it's going towards that's where my parents live. But I don't normally take it unless I have to.
Okay.
Yeah, but the LA one, LA to Vegas, it's a nice drive. I recommend it.
I like it. That's a good podcast time.
Yeah. Easy.
But I was gonna ask, where were you born?
Nigeria.
And how old were you when you came here?
Came here when I was 10 and a half.
Okay. And you've been here ever since?
Yes.
You didn't live anywhere else?
No, lived in New Zealand the whole time, but it was Rotorua, Wanganui, and then Auckland. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's all I wanted to ask.
Yeah, it's easy. It's the life. I mean, for me, I think it was when I was driving towards Wanganui another time, not Desert Road. I drove this was going into New Year's 2011. I was driving down to go see my family, and I was just in that car, my beat up car at the time. It was a Honda Civic. I was enjoying it.
Yeah, that's what I drive now, bro. That's what I got now. It's new. It's a new one though. It's a new.
You need. No, mine was an old one.
I love my Honda Civic, man. I love it.
It's reliable. So I was just driving, listening to music, just jamming, and I was looking around the countryside, and I was just like, fuck. And that's when I decided that this is what I'm gonna be like, probably for the rest of my life in New Zealand, because I always had the idea that I was gonna be either in Canada or somewhere in America, somewhere like a little bit more. What's the word? A little bit more less chaotic. You know what I mean? Not like New York. I like New York. Don't get me wrong, but
New York's chaotic.
I wouldn't live there because I'm always LA depends where you live. I'm sure, but yeah. So when there was that trip that I decided like this is where I'm gonna live. This is where I'm gonna have my family. This is where I'm gonna raise my kids because I've already built a life here already. So I feel like I traveled the world anyway, and I've seen a lot of places, and nothing like this, nothing like New Zealand. The vibe is different, you know. So I felt like this is where I'm gonna be.
I love New Zealand, bro.
Yeah.
I can, that's why I come back every year, you know. I come back.
Even Australia, like Melbourne is my favorite Aussie city. Melbourne and Perth. So Melbourne I could probably live in, but like not in the midst of the chaos, like on the outskirts, you know, in the suburbs. Like that's why I've got my spot, you know, about 20 minutes away now, just because I used to live in the city, but then after like your 30th hooker fight, you know, you're like, because they're yelling downstairs, you open the window, shut the fuck up, you shut the fuck up.
Come down here and hit me.
Yeah, no thanks. I don't want to catch corona, whatever. But yeah, so after that, I was like, nah, I got to get out of here. So I moved out of the city and just, I'm liking the suburb life. Yeah, it's nice.
Have you seen Sheena's new house?
Not yet. I know it's in Coromandel, and I know it's fucking probably massive as fuck.
That's what I've heard. I've heard it's ginormous. So her old house is where I stayed the first time I came here.
I was in South Auckland,
and it was beautiful. I mean, massive, beautiful.
I've been to that house. I've dropped I think her or Steven off one time. So I saw it. I was like, ooh, and I knew like she's quite well off with her business and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, Sheena's doing well.
So just so you guys know, she's like the team mom around here. She's a black belt.
She's the matriarch of the team.
The matriarch, and she's the sweetest woman ever. So I got to give her a shout out because she always takes. She came and just dropped off a bag of snacks and goodies for me just before the seminar. She couldn't even stay. She had to bounce, but she came and dropped it off for me.
That's so nice.
And left.
She does a lot of good for us, even stuff that no one knows about behind the scenes for a lot of people out here. Like if people needed anything, if they're really desperate, like she always looks out for people, which I really appreciate.
And their family business is really cool. It's a recycling company. Yeah, they just recycle.
Green Gorilla. Yeah. But that's good. I mean, they're doing something.
They're making the world a better place.
Exactly.
And they're making money in the process. Yeah. But yeah, she was telling me she flies the helicopter now.
What?
Yeah,
she does.
She's like, well, she doesn't fly it, but she takes the helicopter.
They have a helicopter
because their house is like 2 hours away.
Yeah, but she takes that to come here.
Yeah, 15 minutes.
See, this is what I mean. There's levels to this shit.
Well, I said, Sheena, I gotta see that helicopter.
Yeah. One day. I mean, even me. They had a festival, Bay Dreams, that was in Tauranga, which is about maybe a 4-hour drive from here, 3.5, 4 hours. And I was like, man, because the guy who runs it, shout out to Pato, he invited me because who was playing? There's some big. I want to see Ocean Alley. That was the people I wanted to see mainly. But I think, so many people playing. Young people music. But I was like, man, okay, let me see how much a helicopter costs. I thought maybe it might be like $500 an hour. That'll be all right. You know, I can do that. But then like they were telling me like, okay, for an 8-seater, it's $12,000. I was like,
an hour?
Not just for like the whole trip.
The day? Oh, rather the trip. Like, okay.
There's no one on that lineup that's worthy enough for that. I could have done it if there was someone I really wanted to see. But I know eventually I'll probably meet them anyway. Like I've met so many other people that I really admire, and I'm just like, shit. But then I was like, nah, not for this trip. Because also, the thing mainly was just training. Because I know if I miss training, Eugene will kill me. Because also he'll see pictures of me at a festival. Of course. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry. Sorry,
Dad.
I didn't mean to. But if I could have made it there and back, that would have been cool. I would have liked that. But I was like, yeah, it's all right. Many more festivals in the future.
Who's your favorite artist? Who would you love to meet that you haven't met?
Meet that I haven't met. Ooh, probably Chris Brown.
Maybe Chris is listening.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris Brown might be a listener.
Yeah, probably. I know people who like know. I know eventually we'll work together on something someday. But I think it's just same age. Raps about or sings about a lot of stuff I relate to. Drake as well. Yeah. It's another guy I fuck with. His music.
Bro, is there someone up here?
Kendrick.
Because I swear to God, I just saw someone walk by in there, and all those lights are dark.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello?
Oh shit. Maybe it's haunted.
Yeah, maybe.
I
Who's
s-
there? Hello.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Kevin.
I was
Oh,
tripping
fuck.
out, man. I was like,
Give me a fright.
The lights
You're
are the lights are off.
We thought you were a ghost.
I was like, who's walking around in the dark up there?
Yeah, now you're all achy question. Easy as. No worries, brother.
I thought the new
All good,
place was
brother.
haunted.
No worries. See you guys. Well, give me a fright. I was just like,
I was like-
I could hear it as well. I was like, shit.
How long you guys been in here? You guys you guys had this place inspected?
What?
Get the sage out.
Yeah.
Is there sage in the
Cleanse
place?
it. Cleanse it.
You spiritual much?
I say spiritual, yes. I'm spiritual in the sense that I put it this way. When I was, because you born into a Christian home, right?
Right.
I remember in Sunday school one time, I asked, well, if God made the world, then who made God? I got that.
We can play this game of science too, though.
Yeah, and then like I asked my parents, I asked my housemates, I asked my aunties, and it wasn't until one of my aunties was just like, look, you can't keep asking that question, if not you'll go crazy. And that was my first inclination that like, I don't think we really know this shit. And now, like you said, with science, the new question I've kind of like discovered is similar. It's like, well, if the Big Bang made everything, then who caused the Big Bang?
Boom.
So it's the same exact question.
same
except
question.
in science. So for me now, I've kind of just realized that we don't know shit. No, I don't know shit personally. I don't know what happens after we die. I don't know where we go. I have ideas of what happens. I have through my own experiences, but I don't feel like I know concrete.
But no one knows concrete.
Yeah, but people just trying, like, oh, this happens, that. I'm like, yeah.
Have you seen that movie Interstellar?
Interstellar? Yes, that's with Sandra Bullock.
No, that's Gravity.
Oh, that's wrong.
Yeah, also an awesome space
that's a
movie.
good yeah.
Interstellar. I think it's Matthew McConaughey. And they go. You got to watch. I watched it the other night for the first time, and I've seen it. I saw it a long time ago, and I just didn't realize how fucking awesome it is. It's just an awesome fucking movie.
I know the movie though. Yeah.
Anyways, it's about dimensions, right? Anyways,
shit.
the guy travels to a new dimension. He goes into a black hole.
Yeah.
Anyways, do you think there's a multiverse? Multiple dimensions?
I feel like there should be. I think there might be because
I can't imagine that there's not.
Even like when I look at when you look at like say what's the like a colony of ants.
Yeah.
That's their world. That's their understanding.
Right.
You could show the ant the internet.
Right.
And all it just sees is just a bright screen.
Yeah, it's not going to comprehend it.
Exactly.
Right.
So I feel like there's some shit that we don't know. We can't even
We're
comprehend.
just ants, bro.
Literally.
We're ants. We're monkeys.
Like,
we're monkeys with iPhones.
I've seen my new cat, Cinderoo. She's about a year and a bit now. I've seen her play with, I don't know, whatever. Like play with ghosts, I want to say, or lights that we can't see because their eyes are different. They can perceive the spectrum of light further than we can.
Right.
So I've seen her like track things and hunt. I'm like, what are you chasing exactly? And I'll watch her for about 5 minutes. I'm like,
cats are weird, man.
She's playing. I can see why Egyptians
She's watching
revere
something.
them there. But I can see her playing with something, and yeah, that like even with snakes, the infrared, the way they flick, the sense, like there's certain senses we don't know, we can't see yet, and there's times when I've been able to like pick up on those senses through other means, and I'm just like, ooh, this is different. I'm sure you get what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying.
But like, I'm like, so
I'm
just
with
that
you.
experience itself, I'm just like, there's more.
We
There's
have 5
definitely
senses. I think they're basic as fuck,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Our
100%.
senses are so basic.
100%.
And they're probably numbed horribly based on our lifestyles, you know, and our
100%.
phones and
Even you like, that feeling sometimes when you're like, I feel like someone's watching. Somebody's watching me
all the time.
That sense right there is probably more heightened than something like a gazelle. Like they'll just be grazing.
Yeah. He just knows he's being watched.
They just feel it.
Yeah.
And that's a sense that how do you describe that? Vibes, whatever. But you feel it sometimes. I'm like, fuck, someone's watching me.
Right.
Or someone's
There's
tailing
gut
me.
instincts.
Yes.
Your instincts.
What do they say about the gut? The pathways on there. It's similar to the neural pathways in our brain. I'm not smart people in that kind of way, but I listen to things and I hear things. But like they say, like the same, even more connectivity in your gut than in your brain or something like that. So there's that. I trust that. As I said, when I've turned 28, that's when I started trusting this a lot more.
Instincts are a
When
real
I
thing,
feel
man.
it, I'm just like, this doesn't feel right. this doesn't feel right. Get away from this.
Right.
And I listen to it because I've made the mistake of not listening to it in the past, and it's fucked me big time. And I'm like, fuck, I knew I shouldn't have trusted him.
Yeah.
I knew I should have, gone that way instead of that way. And you learn, and you're like,
It's
wow.
like, look, the light spectrum is so huge, and we can see this much of it. There's so much light that we can't see on both ends. On the ultraviolet side and on the infrared side.
Light.
Of course, bro. There's
the light
science.
people. Like maybe that's what the cat's playing with, the light people.
Yeah.
Maybe the light people, the aliens.
It's like you put an earthworm on the table.
Yeah.
Okay. Earthworms can't see. They don't have eyes. They live in the ground. They don't need eyes. So that's why he had senses, but the senses are for his environment.
Yes.
Our senses are for our environment.
So what's the rest?
Right? There's more to it. If you turn the lights on, does the worm know?
No.
He has no idea.
Yeah.
Just because he can't see it, can't sense it, doesn't mean it's not there.
I feel the same way with this, and
It's
that's the same way
ignorant.
with like the afterlife and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like,
It's ignorant of us to think that we know it all. It's ignorant.
especially when people like really preach it and like as fact, like this is really what happened.
It's
You're
science.
wrong. You're wrong. I'm like,
Think about the things that science was saying 200 or 300 years ago.
oh yeah.
The most
bro.
ridiculous shit.
Even now, some of the stuff we're doing now, I bet you in 50 years we're gonna be like, what were we
Yo,
doing?
yeah.
We're treating people.
In 100 years, they're going to look back at us like, look at those idiots.
Why were they giving them pills?
Yeah.
You could have just done this, like
Right.
whatever they have.
Right.
In
They
there,
were just
but-
pumping full of
Ritalin, Oxycontin,
yeah,
Xanax,
right.
Yeah.
right.
Times will change though. Times will change, and hopefully, I think growth exponentially right now. It's just going like this though. Like things are changing faster now than they have in all the time we've already been through.
Yeah.
Like right now, because of
For
the
sure.
like the what is it? There's a name for it. Exponential growth, critical mass, where it just goes like this.
No, that's exponential growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing, yeah.
Exponential growth. Yeah. And that's just it. Think about this, Izzy. We lived through the digital age explosion, right? We were born.
I remember the first time I used the internet.
Yeah. Me too.
What was the first website you went on?
It was an AOL. It was an AOL chat room.
First one I went on was CartoonNetwork.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I played this Tom and Jerry game. I was really young, like 9 or 10. No, I was just amazed. Like, I can Tom and Jerry whenever I want. Like, that
Yeah.
blew my mind.
I was in an
remember.
AOL chat room, man, and I said, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And then someone else wrote back to me. I was like, "Oh my god, my computer's talking back to me." I was like, "Oh my god!" And I would go in all these chat rooms and start chatting with
Yeah.
people. And but think about it: we were born in the analog world, right? Before the digital age blew up, and we saw that. We saw humanity cross into the digital age. That's fucking huge, bro.
Yeah.
Because humanity will be in the digital age for a long
Yeah.
time. A long time. It's like living when, Jesus was born or something.
Yeah.
When that's when the calendar changed, right? It's like, oh my God, you lived in that time period.
AD,
People are going to look
BC,
back at us and be like, oh, well, those dudes lived through the change of the.
We're right there. We're right in the middle of it. Yeah.
We saw it happen. We saw it begin, and we saw it blow up.
Because even now, kids now, they don't even remember
They don't know anything.
what a time was without like
The internet.
iPad.
Right.
Well, even me, I remember for me, my dad never really believed in toys. He believed in books.
Okay.
So this is why I'm dyslexic. I think a little bit because like I like audiobooks. I don't like to read because if I like try and read, I used to be forced to read after school for like 3 or 4 hours, do my homework and then study. So what I do was just like look at a page for the appropriate amount of time. And then turn the page. And I'd be daydreaming. My mind would go somewhere else. And so now even like when I try and read a book, it's just so painful. It just puts me back, because I did it for so many years. It just puts me back in that frame of mind. So that's why I like to listen to books rather than, and I take the information better in that way anyway.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
There's
That's
nothing
just
wrong with
different
that.
way, yeah. But like for me, damn, like that, I can't. Nah, not anymore. I'm past that. It's traumatic. Yeah.
Yeah, I never really read when I was younger. I enjoy reading now.
Yeah.
I enjoy a little fiction. To escape
Fiction, really?
escape
Oh,
the
yeah,
reality.
Yeah. No, I use that with video games and just Netflix.
What do you play?
Right now, Call of Duty, the new Modern Warfare 2, free plug. Well, I mean, they got me to do a few of the campaigns. So yeah, I did an ad campaign for them, and
Oh, really?
yeah,
Nice.
a few of them. And I played. That was my first game ever on PS3. Was the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So it was kind of cool just to kind of be paid by them now to do ads for them.
Oh,
So,
that's a
yeah.
dream come true,
And they even
man.
brought back some old maps like Shipment. And yeah, that's just chaos. So I like just being in there with the shotgun, just like.
Do you ever play Metal Gear Solid?
die. Huh?
You ever play Metal Gear Solid? It's on PlayStation.
I watched Jesse play it. And that's with Snake, right?
Yeah.
I watched Jesse. My friend Jesse. He's one of the dancers that was with me in my interest, and he's one of my best friends. I used to watch him play it because it frustrated me so much.
I love it.
It frustrated
It's so
me
difficult.
so much. Like, and it was so difficult. So
Yeah.
I'd always die, or I'd always alert, and I just fuck it up. So I just used to watch him play because he was a master at it. So
Bro,
I remember
and-
watching him. I can't remember which one. It was one of the old ones.
Yeah, the
One
old
of
ones are super tough and the graphics were shit, but the
Yeah.
new ones, it's like Modern Warfare. Like
Really?
the graphics are amazing.
Yeah.
The storyline is amazing.
I know the last one I saw was with Snake in the desert. He was in the desert just like murking all these dudes.
Like in the
And,
Middle
like,
East.
Yeah, in the Middle East.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw the gameplay. I like watching gameplay.
Yeah.
I can see why Twitch is popular because a lot of people like to just watch people play.
Right, right.
So I was Twitch before it was cool. I watched Jesse play real life, and I'm just like, man, he's doing well. And then I try and like give my 2 cents.
Yeah,
but, Nah, that's just me.
It's like, shut up, Izzy.
Yeah,
I know,
exactly.
I know what
It's
I'm
like,
doing.
fuck this.
I know. I don't tell you how to strike. I tell me to play games.
I taught him how to dance.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But that whenever the alert happens, it scared the fuck out of you. I think I'm fucking
Yeah, you know that
shit
sound?
in your
makes
heart.
like a sound. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a what do you call it?
Exclamation.
Emoji. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Even that gives me anxiety. Yeah.
Okay. Last question. For now.
For now.
What is, if you could do anything on your own day, a whole day to yourself, you have no obligations to anyone, what are you gonna do?
Me?
What's gonna make you happy? You get a day to yourself. You don't gotta train. Eugene gave you the day off. You don't have any obligations.
Right now,
You get to do what you want.
these day and age, jet ski to Waiheke.
Yeah.
That's what I did last time. Me and my girl.
Stand up
went.
jet ski
Nah.
You like the Sea-Doo?
Sea-Doo. It was a big one.
and try to spin it.
Nah.
The donuts.
Nah. Well, I did I've done like donuts and stuff like that, and the thing is powerful. I was like, oh, well, there's a friend of mine. He had just happened to be there at Maraitai. It was a beach out East Auckland. So I was gonna hire 2 jet skis, but then he just said use my one, and I hired the other one for my lady. Then we just hopped on that and just all the way to Waiheke. Went to Waiheke, chilled there for a little bit, and then came back. So for me, that would be ideal. Like,
That's a great day.
but because I kind of after my last fight, when I went to the States, I did a USA tour. I kind of felt like after I came back, I didn't get complacent, but I felt like I was just like, now what? Like, I've done a lot of what I want to do, and I know I have more that I want to do.
Yeah.
So much more. But I was like, now what? I've got the car I wanted. I've got this. I've got the belt.
I feel like this happens to a lot of champions.
Yeah.
A lot of champions, they achieve the goal that they always had, and then it's like, well, now what?
You see it, but for me, the belt was never even the main goal. I just want to beat all the tough guys.
Yeah.
That's what gets me up in the morning. Like, I'll show you my alarm. I want you to read this. When I wake up, every day, every morning,
Oh,
my first alarm. What does it say?
see you soon, boy. Every weekday, 8 a.m.
That's what it says. Oh, that's just the alarm, but it says "See you
Oh.
soon, boy," with a CNI dog.
Oh,
And
is that a
that's just-
seeing eye dog?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like a joke to myself. I was like, "See you soon, boy." I'm like, "How you gonna see me when you can't even touch me?"
Uh,
Yeah, but that's because that's what he says. He's like, "I'll see you soon, boy. I loved you. I loved you." That's what he But like for me, that's what gets me up. That's what gets me going. So after that last USA tour, I felt like I stopped dreaming. I stopped kind of like having something to look forward to. So now I've like have some new goals. Like, and a lot of them are like materialistic things or little things, but they're not always for me. They're for other people as well.
okay.
But I have them just kind of like something to like landmark. Like they're like little bookmarks. Like I've got that, and I'm gonna go get that. So one thing I would definitely want to do is get a place in Waiheke. I don't know if you've been there,
No.
but definitely you'll love it. You'll love it. I want to get one this year. I want to get a place in Waiheke. So like a perfect day for me when I do get that would just be jet ski to my place in Waiheke, kick it back there for the day and the night, and then jet ski back. That'd be the perfect thing I could just think of.
So simple.
Yeah, for right now, this summer, how beautiful it is. Yes,
It is beautiful.
And I
web-
maybe fish. I don't really fish much, but my girl does. So yeah.
Yeah, what kind of fish? Like spearfishing?
No. Oh, even that.
Or she
I
just,
don't
like,
mind.
so, like,
Nah,
casting
she
a
can
line?
dive. She dives for like kina, paua, crayfish.
She
all that kind
dives?
yeah, it's crazy. Like, she skins deers and all that kind of shit.
Fast badass.
Yeah, raised different, homeschooled farm girl. Yeah, but looks like fucking Hollywood
She's
movie
Kiwi?
star. Yeah,
Nice.
born here, raised here. But yeah, but for me, I just enjoy it. That's like my
Yeah.
like say like Superman wouldn't really say, "Oh, here's Lois Lane,"
Right.
because then everyone attacks her or like
Right.
next to her trying to kill her. So yeah, for me, I keep
You got to keep her hidden, man.
exactly all my valuables.
Yeah.
She's out there, but it's just like all my valuables I value. I keep them safe. I keep them close to my chest. Yeah.
Okay, last
That's
topic.
life.
Last
Yeah.
topic, and then I'll cut you loose.
Mm.
I talk a lot about competition anxiety,
Ooh,
especially
alright, let's go.
with jiu-jitsu people, you know,
Mhm.
and it's something that I've overcome.
What was your one?
Well, what I had to do was I just had to compete a lot. I had to just get in there every day, and so what happened was, I used to get super, super nervous before tournaments because I wouldn't do them very often because they were expensive, right?
For what terms?
Jiu-jitsu tournaments.
Okay.
Jiu-jitsu
yeah.
tournaments,
Yeah.
right? I would get nervous, and I wouldn't always sign up for them because it's like $100 a pop, and at the time I was a broke grappler, so I would just kind of pick and choose. So I couldn't compete very often, right? Luckily, after you win the Nogi Worlds adult black belt, you get free registration for life, which is nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I get to sign up for as many tournaments as I want, and I never have to worry about it ever again. So in 2017, I just said, I'm going to do as many goddamn tournaments this year as I possibly can until I'm so comfortable on that mat that I don't even think twice about it. It's like
Reps.
It's like being at home, reps. And that's what I did. I did 78 matches that year.
Damn.
Yeah, and it was and by the end of that year, I was super comfortable on the mat. I could walk out in front of a crowd. I just felt at home. I always had a solid game plan. I never had to worry. That was it for me. But of course, to compete every weekend, which is basically what I did every other weekend, not every weekend, but I had to train my ass off, right? And I think preparation is truly the key. And you mentioned that with Alex earlier. Yeah, he walked out nice and calm. He didn't look nervous at all because he knew he was prepared.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is really the key is knowing that you are fully prepared. Without a doubt, you have all the gas tank to go to do the craziest fight or match that you possibly can, and that no matter what, you feel comfortable in every position. No matter where you get put, you feel like, okay, I'll be all right there. I know what to do from there.
Yeah.
And all I can tell people, and I feel bad because a lot of people message me and ask about it because I write about it a lot.
Yeah.
And they always ask, how do I deal with my anxiety? How do I deal with my anxiety? I said, man, you just got to get out there and do it. That's all there is to it. You can't, but you can't get out there and fight in front of the crowd every single day. It's impossible. What do you do? 2 fights a year, 3 maybe?
Different.
No more than 4, right?
Now probably they'll try and give me 3 or 2, but I want 3 or 4.
Right.
3 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't really do that, right? Any fighter can't really fight that many times.
But I've had that already, like when I was in China. When I moved to China for about a year or about 11 months, I think I racked up, when I was living there, probably 26, 25 fights.
Okay.
In
1 year.
Yeah. And there was 1 month I fought every weekend.
So that's what that is basically. 25 is every other weekend.
Yeah, so I was just fighting, racking it up. And
you were winning all those fights too, right?
winning. Apart from one of them, which was like Chinese judging. That was just, it was one of those ones.
Yeah, Eugene told us about it.
Yeah, he told, so there was that. But that racking up the fights, I felt like it was XP points. I just felt like, you can't buy that. You can't buy this. Like you said, there's nothing
XP
to
points,
do it.
exactly.
You just have to just do it. Just jump in and just rack up those XP points, the experience. And also, for me recently, like my last fight, when I walked out there, I was so comfortable. It wasn't even funny. I was the first one to walk out as well.
With Whitaker.
Yeah, Whitaker. So you saw, and there was a side-by-side image I posted on my story, like after the fight, of me like walking up the stairs and him walking up the stairs. You can see the difference. And he might try to
tense.
Yeah, bro. I could feel it when he walked in. He was so tense. And he always just, let's fucking go. Like, that's his thing. And I could feel it. But what really changed for me was practice. So the night before, because I had this performance, right? I went to the arena and I did the whole thing probably like 5 or 6 times with my crew. And then I went into the truck and I had them to play it for me so I can watch it and see where the cameras are positioned. So like I was kind of like the producer for my whole thing. I felt like the boss. I felt like that was my show. But I did the whole dance, did the walk to the cage, prep point, fake say what's up to my crew, buy all that kind of shit. And I walked in the cage, did my lap, and then some shadow boxing, then I did the victory, like just the on cage. Yeah, and I think I posted it as well, just my prep. And for me, that gave me so much confidence because I felt like it was just deja vu. And all the night before the fight, I was just watching the rehearsal footage that we rehearsed. I was just watching it like, fuck, this is going to look so sick tomorrow. and I watched it probably for about an hour before I fell asleep just watching it. That was where my mind was, because I already did all the work
Right.
for the fight. So when it was time, I was so calm, eerily calm, and I just knew like, yep, I'm calm because I'm ready and I've prepared, you know. And the nerves will seep in, but you just have to breathe, like breathe, and I just shake it off, and I literally just like think a bit, because it's like chakra in your body, and I breathe it away, and I can feel it when I do it as well. So when it was time, like even Jesse afterwards was just like, bro, when you said, are you guys ready? I was like, bro, is this boy about to fight? Because we were in the huddle just like in the zone. And man, for me, because like people used to laugh at us when we used to dance on the street as kids, like just having fun. So for me to do that on the world stage was like a big fuck you to all the people that laughed at us, like, oh, look at these guys thinking they're cool dancing. So I was just trying to express myself with my street culture to the utmost. And then the fact that I practiced it the night before got me so calm. All my anxiety was gone. I walked to that cage like I just knew. I was like, look, he could have knocked me out with the first punch. But for me, I knew I was walking in there as myself, ready to give my best. And I was ready for any result. But I knew that was me. Like, that was my night. And sometimes when you know, you can just feel it. You're like, you can't touch me tonight. And that's why people are like, even Jeff, my cameraman, was like, I never seen you fight or even spar like that before. I was like, yeah, I used to do it back in the day. Counter fighting was my first style of striking. Yeah. But then eventually I got really good at setting up attacks, setting up feints, setting up traps, all that kind of stuff. But then for this fight, I knew he was going to be overly aggressive, and I warned him. I told him, look, you guys have seen the Gaslam fight. You all think that's how you're going to get me, rush me. And I was like, don't do it. I'm telling you, I made a mistake in the first 2 rounds, and I fixed it in the 3rd round. So that's why he was able to touch me up. Don't try and follow that game plan. And what did he do? Try and follow that game plan. I'm like, you're not Kelvin, first of all, and also I'm not that fighter anymore. Right. I already fixed the mistakes. So I already knew it, and then it was just a perfect ending, because Brad won, then Dan won, and then for me just to close it off like that was just beautiful. And yeah, that's how I got over my anxiety for that fight, was just dancing, I guess. And also dancing as well. Like, even you'll see me in the cage when he was coming out, I was doing the Carlton. Because it's just me. Like, it's what I've done my whole life. So it just keeps me relaxed. It keeps me calm, and keeps me, it's like almost like a bad dream. Like, you know, when you're in a dream and you're like, am I dreaming? I'm going to get naked. Like, can I do this? So for me, I'm just like, yeah, it's like a dream. And I'm just like, let me see if I can do this. I'm just like, yeah, I'm just living my life, just enjoying myself. So it helps me stay calm. It helps me stay grounded. So that's why dance is really important to me, because that's one thing that helps me. And also it just moves away all that energy, anxiety, just moves
Keeps you loose, right?
Yeah,
Loosening
exactly.
up too, yeah.
The White Crew, the Muay Thai White Crew is what they do in Thailand before they fight, you know, with the music, because it helps them warm up. Yeah. And they also use it to like channel the energy and bless the ring, bad spirits away, all that kind of stuff. So for me, I do it in my own way with my own special dance. So yeah, breathing and dancing, definitely. But one thing definitely that can't be beat is preparation. When you know you've done all the work and there's nothing else you can do.
And if you didn't do all the work,
you know, we've been there.
You're going to know.
There's one fight actually in China. We fought this Russian sambo guy when they put all his accolades before the fight. I remember I was watching it, but then that camp was shit. This is when I was a little shit. I wasn't really doing what I should have been doing. And then I knocked him out in the 2nd round. I dropped him in the end of the 1st round or in the 1st round. And then right after the fight, Eugene and me go backstage. He sits me down, and then he just squats in front of me, his hand on my thigh, and he just gives me a talking to. And then after I just finished the guy in the 2nd round, he's like, I'm not fucking going through that again. I'm not fucking going through that again. That camp was shit. You fucking shit that camp. Da, 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 da. And it just gave me a talking to. And I was just like, yep, I know.
After you won, right?
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, you win or lose, it doesn't matter. But just like that camp was shit, because we knew we weren't really prepared as we could have been. Right. I was all right. Yeah, you know, I got some skills I can get by, but we weren't as prepared as we could have been. Like, the guy was tough. Like, he took me down. I go back up. Took me down with a single leg. I go back up. And I think that's what wore him out. Same thing. Right. So, yeah. But yeah. So he just told me, like, I'm not fucking going through that again. Like, if you're not prepared, you can fuck off. I'm not training you. This and that. Right. And I apologized. And I said sorry. And then he walked away. And then when we did our thing, banquet dinner afterwards, and then afterwards again, I think in our hotel room, I apologized, and he's like, "Nah, it's all good. Just fucking pull your head in." And I was like, "Yeah, cool."
He told me about another time that you were not prepared for a fight.
Which one?
Your first one.
Oh yeah, that one.
You just jumped in there with no training whatsoever.
So that was like, I found that fight on Facebook on a forum because I was just like, I want to fight MMA. This is on ICZ.
This is your first fight ever.
First like amateur fight. So I was just like, I want to fight MMA. And this was just like, I went in there, strike a little bit, touch the guy a little bit, takes me down. And you weren't allowed to hit on, strike at heads on the ground, hit the body.
Right, for amateur.
So then I get back up, and then he just take me down. And then I had like 3 weeks of judo or jiu-jitsu off YouTube. So I was like,
yeah,
I know some shit. I can get up.
That's what he told me. He watched YouTube all night.
And then, after that, I was just like, and then he thought he was done. I was like, oh, I've never seen him again.
Yeah.
Before you know, like 2 months later.
Got the rematch?
Hi. I'm back. Unfortunately, that guy can't fight. His name's Narodi Mack. He can't fight anymore because in his school of jiu-jitsu, he got spiked. He had a triangle and got spiked. So he
on his neck.
Neck up. Neck
That's
injury.
too bad.
So that's his claim to fame. Shout out to Narodi Mack. Yeah. So he always uses that. But he's a cool dude. I like him. And yeah, he's a friendly guy.
Yeah.
But it's just unfortunate, like, shit like that happens.
Of
But
course.
at least, he can say he beat the middleweight champion of the world.
I mean, that's what I'd be saying. I'd be like, I beat Stylebender.
I was the one.
I was the one.
The first. But it's unfortunate. But I mean, shit happens in life, isn't it?
Yeah. We got to count our blessings.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to. And I do every single day. One thing I was doing actually was a thankful journal, gratitude journal that really helped.
Boom. That's the shit, man.
Not because you know why?
That's the shit.
I found the reason why, because
listen carefully, people.
When I was doing it during the day, I'd be thinking, what am I grateful for today? So I can write in my journal later on. And it was my ex that gave it to me actually. And then I remember I used to write in it every day, but then eventually became like during the day I'd be like, what am I grateful for today? So it got me thinking. That's what it is. It got me thinking about what I'm grateful for. So I'm going to bring that back. I want to bring that back and then implement it again because it was a really good tool I used. So yeah.
As I was touring Australia with the seminars, I was practicing this speech. Actually, I gave this speech when I got my second degree promotion, which was like the day before I left to come here.
Real.
And I gave this speech, and thanks. It's not really an accomplishment. It's more like just you didn't quit.
Yeah.
You stayed in it for.
A lot of people do.
I'll
quit.
take it though.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I wasn't sure when Andre was going to give it to me, so I had been thinking about, because I know they're going to make me talk. I know they are.
Speech.
They always make you do it. So I was trying to think of something to prepare it, and what I talked about was gratitude, and how gratitude is, as far as I'm concerned, is the key to happiness.
Gratitude is the attitude.
It's the key to happiness. If you're grateful, I'm just going to go ahead and give the people the speech, and this is kind of what I've been preaching all around Australia.
I want to take it.
And if you can look at all the aspects of your life, there's multiple, right? You have your family, you have training, your team, your friends, you have your hobbies. These are all different aspects of your life. And if in your job, if you have a normal job like some people do, if you can look at every single aspect and say, you know what, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful for everything I have. Without a doubt, you're a happy person. Yeah. You can truly be happy, without a doubt.
Yeah.
But it's difficult for people. I think a lot of people struggle with this. A lot of people might look at their boss and say, I'm not grateful for my boss. He's a dick. But I'm grateful for my family, and I'm grateful for training. Or like, I'm not grateful for my car. My car sucks and I hate it. Whatever it is, and it doesn't have to be a material object. It could be your friends. It could be a poisonous relationship. It could be a wife that you're not happy with. It could be a girlfriend you're not happy with. And I've been through some poisonous relationships. Let me tell you. I'm sure you have too. Yeah. And I could honestly, and I remember those times. Like I remember thinking, like, man, I am not grateful for this chick. She's ruining my life. Like she's horrible. And I don't know why people don't change these things, right? You can change the things that are wrong in your life. Like if you look at something, you're not grateful for that thing, you have to change that. It doesn't matter how much effort it's going to take. It doesn't matter how hard it's going to be. It does not matter.
That's what stops people.
Yeah, of course it's going to be hard. And I use the analogy for jiu-jitsu because like I say, or you can even use it for striking or whatever, MMA. If there's an aspect of your game that's fucked up, you have to change it. You have to. What if your leg kicks suck? What if your leg kicks suck? What if your jiu-jitsu sucks? What if your striking sucks? Your wrestling sucks? You have to change it. You have to. You cannot go forward having this incomplete part of your life. And just like your life, you cannot go forward with this thing that is just sucking that energy and happiness out of you. You have to change it. There's no reward for being the most miserable human at the end of the day, at the end of the game, and when the life is over. If you're like, yes, I was the most miserable person in life, I'm the most badass. No, there's no reward.
Yes.
And of course, it's going to be difficult to change anything. It's going to take time. It's going to take hard work. It's going to take effort. It's going to take sacrifice. It's going to take time, right? Could be years. I changed my life, right? I was on this path that I didn't like, and I got off of it. I said, I'm going to go do what I love. I'm going to do jiu-jitsu. I don't give a fuck if I'm poor. I'll be homeless. I'll be poor. I'll sleep on couches. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to be happy. That's what I want. I don't want to be on this computer punching numbers into Excel sheets and making pie charts and PowerPoint presentations for people who I don't give a fuck about. I'm going to go do what I want every single day, and I'm going to be happy for that. And that's what I did. And it took me 3 years just to get to a point where I was sustainable, where I could make enough money to pay all my bills and be comfortable. I could pay my rent and my car or whatever. And then I found every year got better and better and better and better. And 2016 was the best year of my life.
So far.
2017 was then the best year of my life.
Nice.
2018 surpassed 17, and 2019 surpassed 2018.
Perfect.
Last year was literally the best year of my life.
Nice.
Without a doubt. I can't.
Look, I'm happy to hear that.
It was the best year of my life, and
I hear that often.
I have no doubt that 2020 will be the best year of my life. I have no doubt. I'm sitting here with UFC champion Israel Adesanya having a podcast in the middle of like one of the most legendary MMA rooms in the world right now. You know, 2 UFC champions hold belts from this team, and I'm sitting here with my dinky little podcast that I started 6 months ago on a whim, and now I got the fucking man here with me, and I'm just grateful for it, you know. And I'm grateful that I got to come and teach jiu-jitsu to the guys here. I'm grateful that I got to tour Australia, you know. And I wake up every day, I'm like, holy fuck, I can't believe this is my life. I can't believe it. I can't believe I get to travel the world and teach jiu-jitsu. You know, and so I feel obligated to give my opinion and my perspective back to the people. So that's why, and I didn't do it at every seminar, but I did it at most of them. And I just gave this little piece of information. I said, guys, you have to change whatever it is that you're not happy with in your life, because you will be happy. You can be happy, even if it's a marriage, and that's a hard thing to get out of. If your marriage is making you miserable, if it's fucked, I'm not saying you have to abandon it, but you got to fix it.
Try and fix it.
You got to fix it.
You try, and if you can't,
then maybe you got to make a decision.
All right.
You got to make a decision, but you got to try your best to fix
100%.
it. You know, if you don't like your kids, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. That's a tough situation.
Some parents have other solutions.
right. Yeah, we've seen what happens.
I'll get some milk. I'll be back.
So I try to use that analogy for jiu-jitsu in life. You know, if you want to change your jiu-jitsu, it's going to take hard work. It's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to learn how to use a new guard overnight. It's going to take years, and changing your life is going to take years. You know, and that's
what even with like martial, I could have stayed the course of kickboxing and just been the greatest striker that world ever known. I could have done it with boxing. I could have gone to boxing as well, but for me, I just felt like I know there's another guy on this planet that can beat me with another style, because I had no knowledge in that. So it was humbling for me to just be like, right, already having a great striking career, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna just learn this grappling, like learn the skills, learn the knowledge, so that way I can use it against other people or use it to block people who try and use it against me. So you have to make the change. You just have to decide, and it sucks. Like, I got to start all over again. It kind of feels like, you know, that. But I didn't really go through that too much. I was just like, oh, yay, I'm going to try this out. But I know people who are like strikers who won against MMA, but they're like, oh, I don't want to have to fucking learn jiu-jitsu. Or I don't want to have to learn wrestling.
It's hard work,
like,
man.
Well, it sucks to be you.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So I still enjoy it. But yeah, like I said, it's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming in time. Maybe this fight. Hopefully, we never know.
I mean, I want to see you do your thing in your comfort zone. I don't want to.
I don't look for it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I just they find me sometimes. Like even when I had it on Kelvin, I think I had a guillotine, and then I tried to high elbow it, and then he rolled out, and I followed him, and then he used the sweep that we practiced, and we were like, he's not gonna get me with the sweep, and he used it exactly on me, but he used it and then he fell into a triangle, and fucking. My ankle was hurting from the camp before, you know, fight, and I had the triangle, so I was trying to finish it. I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna use it to sweep him, get back up. And I saw everyone. When I watched the tape, now I see everyone just like, It was such a cool sequence. But like I said, you have to learn the skills. You have to just humble yourself and be like, look, this is what you have to do to be great. to change, like you said, to
Adapt.
change. Yeah, exactly, adapt and overcome.
That's why the Homo
Thrive.
sapiens are even here, bro. That's why we adapted, we evolved, and we changed, and that's how you survive. If you don't adapt, if you're not evolving, you're getting left behind. You're dead. You're dead, like the
extinct.
The Homo erectus. They're gone.
What was the other one? The missing link, the one they never found.
I don't know.
It's missing for.
I think it's still missing.
Yeah.
Izzy, let's wrap it up, my man.
Thank you, sir.
You want to give some shout outs? You got some sponsors?
Shout out Engage Fightwear, Engage IND, EngageIND.com. Who else? Just be
That's
cool.
it.
Don't be a shit cunt. Be a good cunt.
That's the advice for the people.
Thank you, sir.
My pleasure, my
Appreciate that,
man. Thank you so much.
As always.
Appreciate you. We're just going to wrap
Mic
it up.
drop.
Yep, there it is.
Don't do that. Oh, shit.
Don't spill the soy sauce.
Oh, damn it.
No, it's all good.
Not the sauce.
It's all good.
I actually like the way it tastes, too.
It's delicious.
I used
Thank
to
you.
drink
Thank
it.
you for bringing the food. You're the
That's all
first
good.
guest I ever had that brought me
Really?
food. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, you can keep this.
Thank
I'll
you,
also get
sir.
some more
Yes.
later on.
All right, guys, take care of yourselves. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I don't have anything else. I wish I had something else to say, but I don't. I think I already gave my piece.
Yeah. I think we hit the nail on the head.
Okay, that's it. We're out of here. Hey, guys. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Just want to give one more quick shout out to our sponsor. This episode of the Matburn Podcast is sponsored by Jugo the Card Game and our old friend, Sam the Tax Wizard. Now, you might be wondering, what is Jugo? Well, it's awesome. That's what it is. Jugo is a card game, a jiu-jitsu card game that feels kind of like a cross between poker and Go Fish, but it's strictly a jiu-jitsu based card game. The goal, of course, is to submit your opponent, and you're going to use a sequence of cards to do that. And you can play a sequence from the guard, like you can play a whole sequence of bottom guard techniques with sweeps and control positions such as mount, and then finish with a submission attack. You can do a top game sequence that can start with a takedown and then a guard pass, and then maybe you have a scramble, and then you end up on the opponent's back, and then boom, hit them with the rear naked. Of course, submission is always the goal, but maybe you don't have a submission card. Maybe you just have a control position card, and there's scramble cards, there's mischief cards, there's escape cards, there's reversal cards. It's a super fun game, super easy to learn. It's very intuitive in regards to jiu-jitsu. Check them out at their website, www.jugoplay.com, or give them a follow on Instagram at jugoplay. And the game designer is a very talented jiu-jitsu black belt. He designed all the cards by himself, by hand. So the art on the cards is super cool and super fun to look at. Check it out. You're going to love it. I played it with Professor Andre Galvao. I played it with the kids team. Like everyone digs it. Everyone that I dig it, I play it with, and whoever I can get to play with me. So check it out. Support your jiu-jitsu entrepreneurs. And let me know how it goes if you get one. Oh, also use the code MATBURN10 for 10% off. Don't forget that. Next, our good friend, Sam the Tax Wizard. We used to call him Sam the Tax Guy, but that guy is just beneath him. He's a wizard. He's a tax wizard. And maybe you didn't realize it, but it's currently tax season. There are two things guaranteed in life, and that is death and taxes. You got to pay your taxes. But don't be a fool. Don't try to do your taxes yourself. You probably don't know what the hell you're doing, just like me. So it's like going to a grappling tournament after studying some YouTube videos, like trying to tackle something you have no idea. You know a little bit, you think you know a little bit, but you probably don't, right? So you don't go to a grappling tournament after watching some YouTube videos. No, you have a professional in your corner. Just like with your taxes, you need a tax crushing black belt ninja of numbers to make sure that you get the biggest return possible. Unless you like giving your money to the government. I sure as hell don't. Don't let the government take your money and spend it on their golf trips. Sam the Tax Wizard can help you no matter where you are in the country. He lives in Kansas, but I'm definitely using his services, and I live in San Diego. I'm not trying to give my money to those government criminals, aka tax collectors, aka the IRS, aka the state of California. Check him out at www.linetax.net, or you can email him at sam@linetax.net. I think he should change that email to Sam the Tax Wizard, but whatever. It's sam@linetax.net. Or just give him a call, 913-353-4300. Let him know you heard it here on the Matburn Podcast. You will receive a free tax consultation, and you will receive 50% off your initial service. Did you hear that? 50% off. And tax people are not cheap, so that's a lot. You're going to get that just because you're a loyal Matburn listener. So give him a call and always support your fellow jiu-jitsu entrepreneurs. Last shout out to my people at Tap Cancer Out. I just love these guys because they're doing good things in the world. And maybe sometimes they sponsor the podcast, sometimes they don't, but I want to give them a shout out no matter what. They just closed out their West Coast tour with the 6th annual San Diego BJJ Open this past Saturday. And for the second time this year, they surpassed all their fundraising goals and they raised nearly $150,000 for the 2020 beneficiaries. I think that's amazing. I think this is a cause worth supporting. It's one of the very few jiu-jitsu nonprofit organizations that does big things in the world. They have a massive tournament schedule. They're running a BJJ Open series for 2020. I'm just going to rattle off some dates and cities real quick. Just bear with me. Coming up next is March 28, 29, New Haven, Connecticut. May 10th, Charlotte, North Carolina. May 16th, Miami, Florida. May 23rd, Jacksonville, Florida. May 30th, Dallas, Texas. June 6th, Colorado Springs. June 13th, Minneapolis, Minnesota. June 20th, Kansas City. June 27th, Baltimore. September 12th, Raleigh. September 19th, Orlando, Florida. September 26th, New Orleans. And it goes on and on and on. Okay. I'm going to post it up on the Instagram so you guys can check that out. Or you can just follow them yourself at Tap Cancer Out on Instagram. So the list is there. The post is up. You can check it out. Support these guys because they do good things. And it's important to support people who do good things. And that's it for the sponsors, guys. Thanks for listening to that because I know some people probably skipped it. But for those of you that listened, I love you. And now to the episode with my dude, the current UFC middleweight champion of the world, Israel, the Last Stylebender Adesanya.